This that A1 Perico flow, you know? It's that kind of flow that could change your life. Yo, the kid is back. Word to my fitted cap. Shorty bad, beauty plus brain time.
You, I recognize your voice.
Yeah, it's
I
me.
knew that was you. I was like, wait, I know that man. I listen to him all the time. That's you.
Yeah, my name 80s Brooklyn 80s baby.
That's what I thought. I had to get that off. I was like, I know that. I know that voice.
Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, hype the channel, all of the things. Holla at me in the comments. You already know. You holla at me, I holla back. And I appreciate it, man. Listen, I did a little look at my analytics, and I'm noticing that when I put out content, most of the people who see my content are non-subscribers. So I need, if you enjoy the content, if you don't enjoy the content, keep it pushing. You know what I mean? I ain't begging for no subscribers, but if you enjoy the content, if you are a non-subscriber, I need you to hit the subscribe button. It's your boy, Brooklyn 80s, a.k.a. the one-man band, a.k.a. the one-man Army song, man. Dubs in the chat. I know people still pounding, but as you pounding, dubs in the chat for the Atlanta Dream, man. Big comeback win. Big comeback win. I'm not gonna lie, I'm phony. I gave up. Not gonna lie. They was turning the ball over too much for me. They kept making mistakes. Nobody could hit a shot. We ain't hit a three all game. We ain't hit a three to like what, 2 minutes left to go in the game. And even when we got that three, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off at that point. I'm looking at Ryan Howard like, yo, what are you good for? You good for nothing. You good for nothing. Oh, you always want to come up big when it's too late. When it's not enough time, now you want to come up big. But we got the win. We got out of there with the win. Shout out to the game. It was a, I keep it thorough. It was a bad game by both teams. It was a bad game by both teams. Both teams played terrible. Dallas had their offense going a little bit better than we did, so they led the whole game. But both teams played terrible. You get what I'm saying? I stand on what I stand on. Shout out to both coaches. Both coaches are good coaches, right? And I say that the reason why I'm pointing that out is because I got to hear every day. If we would have lost this game, I know I would have heard how terrible Carl is, right? We hear that game. Listen, Carl's a good coach. Jose Fernandez is a good coach. We've seen two. It's hard to say these was well executed offenses today because both teams play bad, but Jose Fernandez, for the people who don't know, has like a Euro-centric offense. And in his offense, what he liked to do is he liked to run. That's what you saw today. He liked to get on transition, and when he gets out and run, he kicks it to the wing. They play like a wide-out offense, if that makes sense, right? He play and that's why Josh Shepard is such good in this offense, because this offense is perfect for European players, European bigs, right? Carson Mesco's offense is more of a spread five pick and roll offense, right? Problem is, the offense don't look good when no shots is falling. The fact that we won this game today with no shots falling, I don't want to hear nothing about Carson Mesco no more. I don't want to hear nothing. We won this game without no offense today. Give that man some credit for his defense. How about that? I just dropped the link. I see you in the chat, Hot Tracks. I just dropped the link for you. And anybody else, if you want to come up, Skull Brain Lovely, the link is in the chat. Everybody hit the like button for me. If you want to walk in, hit the like button. Like I said, dubs in the chat. Spam dubs in the chat, man. A win is a win is a win. Spam some dubs in the chat for me. You heard? Everybody welcome my brother from another mother, Hot Tracks, to the stage.
Yo,
what's up, family?
What's up now?
Ain't shit. I was trying to reach out to you I was trying to reach out. In fact, that's just reminded me. I was trying to reach out to you so I could see if you wanted to be a part of my panel because I want to start doing pre-recorded shows. I got so distracted by the intro. Your boy finally monetized. Let's give me a round of applause.
That's what's up, bro.
I'm not quite there yet. I still got to get to the 4,000 hours, but I have shows that that YouTube haven't calculated yet. Like the shows I did last week for the shows we did after the All-Star game, and all of those shows ain't even calculated yet. So once they calculate all of that, I'll be monetized. So I'm waiting for YouTube to catch up, basically. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do is now that because I was y'all didn't notice, but my plan was to do extremely long lives. That's why we was live for like 5 hours. My plan was to do extremely long lives, to accumulate watch hours as fast as possible, so that I could get to the goal of 4,000 watch hours, which I'm almost there. I'm quite there, but once YouTube calculates it, I'll be right. I'll be way past. I'm a staying past that. And so I say that to say my focus is changing now. I'm changing from doing live shows to long form video type shows. And the reason why is because the way YouTube works is if you want to make money on YouTube, if you do lives, the way you make money is doing super chats. Getting super chats. So you see, I don't really beg for them. Like if somebody send it, I appreciate it. But if you don't send it, I might ask you, hey, don't forget, every once in a while I might bring it up because it's part of YouTube. So I might bring it up, but I don't like demand it or require it or even ask for it a lot. And so I don't make a lot of money, or people, not me, but you don't make a lot of money doing lives if you're not consistently getting super chats. Because that's how you make money with lives. How you make money typically on YouTube is through commercials and ads. Well, commercials. And those are the commercials. You get better commercials on your long form videos. And so that's why I'm transferring over, because now I'm transitioning. You got to transition to whatever your latest goal is. So my latest goal, now that I'm monetized, is to make good polished videos for you guys. So I was hitting you up, Hot Tracks, to talk about that. You never hit me back. You never hit me back.
I responded, and I put a personal message in your Instagram.
Yeah, I responded to that. I responded to it. You ain't.
All right. I don't do social media, so I didn't even check it.
I respond. That's what I'm saying. I responded to that because your name, I didn't know who you were because your name isn't Hot Tracks on there.
Oh, it's not. I don't even know that, so I don't.
Yeah, you got a whole nother name. That's why I was like, yo, the funny thing is, a few lives ago, you did tell me that you messaged me, but I ain't know where it was at because I didn't get it at that time. And then I had stumbled upon it a few days later, but I wasn't sure if that was you because it could be anybody. Yeah. I had got some messages for somebody. I'm like, I don't know who this is. But then I had hit you up directly because I wanted to talk to you. You told me that you hit me up. And when I went back, I did see you have responded with your name. So I'm like, all right, that is him. And then I responded to that and you never responded.
I just go in there and put my phone number in there. I'm old, man. I don't.
Nah, you don't even got to do that. If you go back there, I actually put a link so we could because YouTube actually have a messenger now.
Okay.
Yeah, I had put that link in there hoping that you would click it, but you never click. If you go look now, you'll see it. Go click that link and then it puts us in a message. Yeah. But so anyway, back to the matter at hand. Shout out to the Atlanta Dream. Shout out to the Atlanta Dream for getting a big win, a comeback win, a win I gave up on, a win I didn't think was going to happen because they played so terrible all game long. You know what I mean? This was definitely an after All-Star game win right here, right? Like, or not even win, because both teams ain't play well. So this was an after All-Star game. You can tell that they I don't know if they still recovering from whatever, and I did hear from like from the players, or not even one of the players. This is one of the people who like cover the game. She was saying that it's no real break. They don't really get a break. You know, they get up, you know, they play their last game, whatever, and then they got to go do all these events, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Then they got to actually play in the All-Star games, and they got to do more events on top of the partying. You know, they don't really get a break. So maybe that's one thing that the WNBA could look into, and you know, making sure that they get a break. But MDT says, say Brooklyn, nice win. Yeah, big win. Big win for for ATL. Absolutely, big win. Let me see. Let me check some of these comments I missed. Lovely says, hey, Brooklyn, Dubs in the chat. That's a fact. Dub, everybody watching me, hit the like button. After you hit the like button, right? After you hit the like button, make sure you hit the hype button for me. And then after you hit the hype button, drop some dubs in the chat, man. Dubs in the chat for a big win. A win is a win is a win. We're gonna take the win. You feel me? Lovely. When you gonna come up to my panel, man? I wanna hear you, I wanna hear your thoughts. You know what I mean? You've been here long enough. You family now. You too, Skull Brain. Y'all been here long enough. Y'all could come up and share your thoughts, man. Especially since I'm moving to at least the goal is, I say that the goal, you know, the goal is to move the pre-recorded videos for now on. So definitely, you know, if you got the opportunity to come up and share your thoughts. Why not? Right? Also, since I'm Hot Track, since I've made it, since I reached my goal, I'm actually gonna scale the shows back to probably like maybe 60 to 90 minutes, opposed to 5. Yeah, I'm gonna do an actual normal size show. The reason why is, you know, these shows turn into VODs when we finish with them. And so that's, you know, that's what the shout out to the playback game. That's what the playback game is about. You know, people watch these shows when they you know, doing whatever they doing. So a 60, 90-minute show is more digestible than a 5-hour show. That might be intimidating. If you be like, damn, like I missed the show, I want to watch it, but I don't got time for 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I knew that going into it, but again, I had a goal I had to reach. You know what I mean? And I reached the goal. I thank God, because it seemed like, you know, when you first starting out, it seemed like it's a goal that's going to be difficult to reach. It's months away, and you like, damn. So it do feel good to be at the finish line, even though I'm not all the way at the finish line, but I'm close enough where I can celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, in the next couple of days, I'll be passing that line with the lives that I already did. Like this live, I don't even think I need this one. Like I think the lives that I already did should get me past that line. We'll see. But the goal hasn't changed. I'm still putting on good shows for the people, right? I'm gonna still put on good shows, and things like that. The goal never changed about production and, you know, having integrity, protecting Angel Reese, all of the things. The goal never changed. So what you got? So what was your thoughts on the game, though, Hot Tracks?
Yeah, it was real sloppy. I think Angel was the only one that came out there willing to like accept the challenge. You know,
Angel was the only player like playing well for us for most of the game.
Yeah. Shepard was out there, so she had to go out there and show her up. You know what I mean? Or get showed up. So she wasn't doing that. So she had to let them know that, you know, what time it was. But yeah, like Jordan Canada kept turning the ball over, and
to her credit, uncharacteristic of her. But to your point, I was like, come on. Every time, you know what I mean? Bree Jones was missing at, like, you know what I mean? Like everybody was playing back.
All them layups, I'm like, damn.
Ryan Howard ain't make nothing. You know?
At one point, up until like the third quarter.
Right.
And then Alicia Gray, you know, she started getting hot, but it's like, yeah, they was just moping around like they ain't feel like playing, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, low scoring game.
Yeah.
But look, you see why I be trying to tell people all the time. Like everybody think that the defense is a problem. It's this is basketball. You're not gonna play every play perfectly, but the defense for the most part holds up. It be the offense with this team. They can't make a fucking shot, bro. Like, and that's what that's why when I came out and I saw this game again, I'm like, oh, again, we back to this. When you move on for something, you think it's over. Like, finally, we out of that. And it's like they come out again, breaking everything. Can nobody make a shot? You know what I'm saying? To the point where it was almost like easy for Dallas to defend us because all they had to do was just stand back. Just stand back and watch us break it. Watch us miss it. And then Ryan Howard not going to be aggressive until 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah. And that's my only reservation that I have with Carl. That's the only reservation. Like, talk to your players, man. Let them know they do have an option to drive if them shots not falling. At one point, it was like 14, 15, 0 and 15 from the three is like, at some point, come on, man, those extra possessions, fast breaks on the other end, them long rebounds, like,
right.
Look, get the layups, get the and ones, get the points, the 3-pointers the old-fashioned way. Once the shots start going in, then you can hit the threes.
Right.
You guys see something go down. Yeah, but even though Bree Jones, even though she was missing a lot of bunnies, she was still a force down there on the defensive side.
Oh yeah, she did a lot of good things. I'm picking on her because she was making me mad, but she did some good things.
Yeah,
she did some good things. And like I said before, her strength, you could see the difference with just strength though, right? Because she don't work like Angel, right? To get offensive rebounds, but her body, they can't push her off her block. It was time she was just standing there and she'd just reach up and get an offensive rebound because they can't push her. Right, they behind it. They just got to stand there. So it's like her strength on her body just does so much in the paint. Like she able to make for somebody who's not super tall. She's only about 6'3" herself. For somebody who's not super tall, going up against a 6'7" Leah Rue, it didn't matter because that's what if you notice, every time Bree Jones came in, Hosea put Leah Rue in. What I mean? She's 6'7". She's supposed to be a deterrent, but all Bree Jones was doing was putting her body on Leah Rue and able to go up right around her.
Yeah, Bree Jones, she a big block. She a wide body. So
absolutely. And then her IQ, and that's one thing I love. Listen, she missed it and she got to keep shooting and get the confidence. But that's one thing I loved. She got the ball on one of the plays. They doubled her. She kicked it right to Angel. And like I said, they Dallas was like giving up the shot. Angel shot it. She missed it, but she was wide open. She was wide open for the shot off of Bree Jones' IQ, Bree Jones' ball movement.
Yeah. But you notice too, with them bigs, man, they look out for each other. Angel had people posted up quite a few times and didn't get the ball passed for whatever reason. But when the big got the ball, when Bree Jones get the ball and Angel posted up, she passed it to her, and vice versa. Like bigs know how and where. Like you'll hardly
they like the ball.
Yeah, you'll hardly ever see Angel turn the ball over by passing it in the paint to a big, or like you won't see Bree Jones turn it over passing it in the paint because they know how and what position and how the ball needs to get given to them. But, the guards have a problem with that sometimes. Well, a lot of times.
Yeah, you want to know what it is? Because, see, this is the issue I'll be having with Angel Reese fans sometimes. And I'm saying Angel Reese fans like I'm not one of them because I am one of them. But I just understand what's happening. Sometimes when you don't understand what's happening, you diagnose it the wrong way. So what happens is when those things happen, and listen, I'm not saying it's right because I'm hard on her. I'm like, yo, figure it out. Make the pass, get her the ball. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you remember one play. This wasn't even a play, entry pass to the post. This was at the end of the game. I believe it was like 71-75 or whatever it was. and we got to stop. And Ryan Howard ended up getting the ball, and she slowed the ball down. Angel was running with her hand up, like, yo, pass the ball.
Yeah.
Fucking Ryan Howard slows the ball down. Like, you get what I'm saying? But I think that's not where with a somebody who don't understand what they watching, that's an Angel Reese fan, and say, oh, look, they trying to ice her out. They don't want to get the ball. They don't want her to shine. And I don't think that's what it is. Honest, and I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong. But I honestly just think that some players, like Olivia Miles, spoils people like that. Chelsea Gray spoils people.
Yeah.
Some players are afraid because they such scorers. When they step on the court, they don't ever think about passing, right? So they or maybe they just not a great passer, whatever it is. But when they step on the court, or whatever the case may be, they always working on their offensive game. They working on their handles. They working on their shot. But they don't ever think about, what if I got a big like a Bree Jones or an Angel Reese and I got to get them the ball? You know what I mean? How do I hit my target without turning it over? But that insecurity of, oh, nah, I don't want to turn it over, they don't even make the pass.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And it's like that, but they don't realize that's not, even though I understand what's happening, it's not okay, right?
Right.
Even though I won't say, yo, y'all purposely not trying to pass it a ball, y'all trying to ice, even though I won't say that, it's still not okay. They need to figure that out, because when you got a big like Angel, it was a couple times where this game ain't even had to be that close. If they was able to get Angel the ball. First of all, it's only 2 plays, but I don't care. I'm gonna hold them accountable, because as you can see, those 2 plays almost lost us the game at the end of the game. That coach, that ref, that I don't want to say what I want to say, because we already take a lot of heat. So I ain't gonna say, but that one ref, if you know what I'm talking about, the Mel, that one guy out there, not the white one. he was effing up. He was effing up. I don't know if you remember one of the early plays, Angel had got some space under the rim and went up. And I think he called up for either a foul or 3 seconds. I forget which one it was.
3 seconds.
Right. He called up, and I'm like, come on, dog. And then
got him under there,
right. It was close, to his credit. It was close, but whether she was over or not, it's like, you gonna call that call? I done seen people in the paint for 10 seconds before. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're going to call. It was like a close one where he was in if he called it, he called. But I was like, you ain't had to call that, bro. And then it was another one. It was another one where Bree Jones was under there. And she ended up losing the ball, but the opponent hit it. And he caught, like, I'm like, yo, bro, what you looking at? Like, he ain't even. And Bree Jones trying to go over there and tell him, he like, I don't want to hear it. I'm like, all right, bet, bro. Like, I see what type of game this gonna be. But luckily, I didn't really see him mess up no calls after that. It was early in the game. Those are only 2 calls he kind of messed up on. But I was like, come on, bro, what are we doing? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but one thing I can say about them refs tonight, they were bad on both sides. So it's like, you just gonna get that sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. No. I'm sorry. I was agreeing with you. Keep making your point. I wasn't stopping you.
Yeah, no, they was just bad on both sides. I mean, but like looking at like some of the thumbnails, man, you got a lot of these haters talking about they shouldn't have called that foul on the 3-pointer. I'm like,
it was clearly a foul.
And she tapped her elbow a little bit. Like, come on, man.
Exactly. I'm happy you said that. It was 2 fouls.
But,
What's good? What's good, big girl? What's going on? Definitely a bogus call. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody want to come up and have this conversation with me and Hot Tracks about what they saw from the game. Y'all more than welcome.
Passing to the cutter though.
What'd you say, Brody?
About passing to the cutter and like giving it to Angel when she got her hands up, cutting to the basket and stuff. Like they missed a few of those today.
Yes,
even in the game. But that's one thing that I could commend Clark on. They'll pass her the ball, she'll pass it back, but she'll get off the ball right away. Like as soon as somebody give it to her, they gonna run and she gonna pass it right back to them. Like they need to start trying to do that kind of stuff too, because it's like their reflexes are slow. It'd be a small window to get that ball to the person that's cutting, and then they don't do it. So then if they do it, it's too late, and then the defense is already on the person under the basket.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Great minds think alike because I thought the same thing today. Not exactly what you thought, but just giving Clark credit because I was like, yo, one thing about Clark, she gonna turn the ball over, but she gonna try to make that pass. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, I ain't even matter. Yeah, everybody, welcome my boy, Jonathan Gonzalez to the panel.
What's up, Brooklyn?
What's good, Jonathan? How you feeling, brother?
Man, I watched that game. I love what I saw at that game.
Talk about
Angel,
it. Tell me what you saw.
man, I saw Angel getting in, not being afraid to go one-on-one, toe-to-toe with Jessica Shepard, boxing her out, bumping her out the way to go to hit them inside baskets.
Right.
She was really putting the moves on Jessica, and she played good defense on Jessica as well. Not to take anything away from Jessica Shepard, I think she played a decent game tonight. But for all those who said Jessica Shepard was worth the starter and deserved the starter over Angel, and said that Jessica was better than Angel, Angel proved otherwise. And one thing I noticed about Angel, this is what I love about Angel. She always proving her haters wrong. Every time they doubt her on something, she go out there and be like, "Nah, I'm not like that. I'm nowhere near what these people be talking about. They just some hating ass, miserable folks who don't know anything about the game. And every time I got to go out there and prove it. And every time I go out there, I succeed. Like she always proving her haters wrong. She just debunking their statements one by one, by damn one. You know what I'm saying? That defense that she was playing too. 4 steals, bro. She's not playing, bro. Like that, they gonna need that from her if they hope to get to a championship. Reese got to take, and Smesco got to realize that, okay, I see what people say. Reese got to take over in the third or fourth quarter, especially in the fourth quarter, because her energy, you know, how she make these plays and, you know, scoring at the best time, you know, at the proper time, grabbing her rebounds at the proper time, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, waking up and lighting it up in the fourth quarter. That I see why people say that she needs to be in there in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? And then she'll get everybody going too. It's like when we say they need to let Angel handle the offense, like give her the ball, we don't mean give her the balls to see if she can score, but give her the ball so she can not just score, but run the offense. Like see who's gonna be open. You know, telling her her teammate where to go so she can dish out that ball for them to score now, or go to this lane, go to the wing, go to the proper layers to score. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with her always trying to, you know, score some points, like her trying to get the ball to the basket herself. Because she's gonna get hers when it's time. But right now, she wants to, she wants the ball. We want her to get the ball so she can put people in their places and their properly correct spots to score. You know what I'm saying? It helps the team. It helps the team out a lot when she's running the offense. Even though she's a power forward, she got the brains and the high IQ of a point guard. You know what I'm saying? And I like Jordan. I like Jordan Canada, but she's more of a just pass to the big and then score. You know, getting her assists. But she don't know how to run the offense like Angel. But I can appreciate her giving her effort, you know, making up for her mistakes, you know what I'm saying? Because she was getting beat pretty bad on defense. But she went out there and gave it her all. And Alicia Gray. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, you can.
Alicia Gray, that right there, that girl right there, clutch, Miss Clutch right there. She came through when needed. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to Enrique's little fall when she went for that three, man, she took advantage of every opportunity when they lost that challenge. And man, I was scared when Dallas got that ball because we was winning. We was up by 1 point. We just needed to make that stop. Boy, they gave that ball to Jessica Shepard. I was like, oh shit, they're gonna try to. Oh shoot, Jessica gonna try to try to put any kind of move to attempt a basket on Reese. But man, Reese with that defense, Jessica said, oh shoot, let me go ahead and pass it. That girl got me on lock. Boy, she passed that ball to her teammate, forced her to shoot that out of range jump shot. Boy, I was like, yeah, we got that. That was the biggest win of the biggest steal of the season. I think that may be the biggest steal of the season. Because honestly, Atlanta was supposed to lose that one. I really thought they was gonna lose that one. That shows you right there that they got mad hard. Like they have the makings of being a championship team. They can go. They have the makings of going to the championship this year. They just need to see what they're gonna do with Ron Howard. Because let's be honest, Ron Howard, her game concerns me. And she literally had Angel Reese open for that bucket. That was blown coverage when they got that rebound off of Paige Beck. It was either Jessica or Paige's missed jump shot. Whoever got that, and when Ron had that rebound, you see Angel sprint all the way down to the court, like to the basket, like no one was nowhere near her. She was wide open, and Ron just straight up ignored her. Man, I saw Angel's reaction. She was like, God, she was really frustrated. You know what I'm saying? And that's that's the issues we be having about Ron Howard. Like she's a good player, but she doesn't play she's not a good teammate. And a lot of people feel like that Ron Howard is intimidated by Reese. Like she don't really want Reese. She wants her team to win, but she don't really want Reese to be the player of the game, or who, like score the most points and all that. She don't really want Reese to be the MVP of her team like that. And that type of if that's the case, that's gonna. I doubt if they make a run to the championship, because you can't have a teammate with that type of selfish mentality. Your teammate has to. Everybody is out there to do one thing, and that's win. Not to worry about who got more stats than who and all that. That don't matter. You're not gonna always score the most points every game you play. You're not gonna be the best defensive player on your team all the time. You're not gonna get you really should not be out there focusing on getting your stats. You need to be out there to do one thing: help your team win. It's okay to not always have big numbers. You know what I'm saying? When Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant had learned that, man, they start they end up making those wins, those runs, and start getting those championships, because they know they realize this is a team game. And even though if your teammates can be a sucky team, you still got to pass them the ball. You still got to trust them. You still got to get them involved, because that's how they get better. Giving them your teammates the ball. Everybody got to touch the ball and make something happen, for them to be scorers. Because when they touch the ball and start making things happen, including getting the ball in the basket, that helps that helps the points go up on your team that's not so gritty offense. And all that now they can help lead them all the way to a possible championship. Like teams win championships based off trusting each other. It's
more of she being lazy than her just overlooking her. I think she just gonna be putting the effort in all the time.
I honestly think Ron Howard lacks confidence in her passing. too. I don't want to because I don't want to sit there and say, oh, Ryan don't want Reese to be the reason why they win because in that case Ryan and Alicia wouldn't be recruiting her to that team. They know they wanted Angel Reese on that team because they wanted someone with winning energy that can get them going.
But she even said it herself that they needed her because during certain times like that, they would have folded. They would be folded. And these are the times where Angel's stepping up where they usually be folding.
Yeah. I get that. But, you know, Ryan said herself that Angel was the missing piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And as you can see, that's been shown to be true. Like they was missing that one last piece. They needed that rebounder with great defense, and that was going to help them get chances. But now, as Angel's starting to do all three, like score more and then play good defense to get rebounds and do other stuff, it looks like it seemed like Ryan Howard and them go down on scoring when Reese is playing better. I'm noticing that.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
That's not what's happening, bro. You know,
or Ryan just trying to play a different way,
I'm gonna tell you, I've been listening.
Been overplayed all these minutes, and now she's starting to wear down. Meaning that
I got you, Brody. So what's happening is this. So one thing, listen, everybody's perspective is their perspective. So that's why, like, I'm not even going to like argue or, you know, because there's some things you said I disagree with, but I'm not even going to like argue or, you know, try to correct you. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But I will tell you what you're seeing though in basketball. Sometimes players be out of rhythm. The best shooters is out of rhythm, right? And so, like, even when you talk about Carson Mesco's offense, right? Everything you said he did already. Like, he already does. Like, when you was like, oh, you know, we want Angel to get the ball so that this, that, and the third. I keep trying to tell y'all, you know what I mean? The offense ain't this person make the play, you know, or this not the offense ain't this is our go-to person. Offense. The offense is all five people are a threat offense. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why, like, even Angel, you can see like the main play that they like to run is put Angel at the free throw line, right? And then, you know, they do a lot of misdirection off of that, right? And Angel can either keep it for herself and drive, which we haven't seen her do in a while, but she was doing that early in the season where she'll fake the pass and then drive to the rim. That's one option. Another option is usually they'll do two screens first. So, like, let's say Ryan Howard a run across Angel, like she's coming for the ball, and then she'll set a screen for Alicia Gray, and Alicia Gray will come back. Anyway, that's one thing. You said that earlier, but the way the offense runs is all five people could initiate it. It's not like a typical offense that you guys is used to. That's why y'all don't understand it. One. Number two, Ryan Howard is just cold. So this offense is predicated off of spacing. So it's off of 3-point shooting and scoring at the rim. So right now what we seeing is, so that's why they won. They won because they had a lot of points in the paint. They was efficient in the paint. So, you know, they drove a lot to the paint and they got scores that way, and they posted a lot. They got scores that way. But our outside shooters, Alicia Gray, even, right? Like, you just saw everybody was cold. That's why I chalked this up to this got to be a after All-Star break. You get what I'm saying? Like, we was just partying too much. We you know, and that's the players' fault. There's no excuse for that, right? They kind of just wasn't ready to play today. You kind of seen it because nobody made a shot. They ain't make a shot. They didn't make a three until the fourth quarter, 2 minutes ago. And go look at the 3-point. Go look at the 3-point percentage for the whole team. Oh yeah, they all was breaking it up
tonight.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I was watching it. It's like
I'm happy. I'm happy. Yo, hold on, Jonathan, because you can't. You be trying to talk forever, bro. You got. There's a show.
My
You
bad.
got to pass the ball, bro. You know what I mean? Just how you want. You Angel Reese right now. You said you want Angel Reese to have the ball and make the play. Well, you got to make the play, bro. You being selfish
No,
right now.
I didn't mean to. I was about
Now
to
you
say
good?
that. I was about to say that Atlanta Dream. Everybody got to step up on their defense. It can't just be Angel. Angel be the main one, giving 100%
They
on
got four. They
defense.
got 4 people in the top. They got a good defensive team, bro.
Yeah, they
I mean,
all
they
The
acting like
team
it don't.
itself is the team. The Carson Mesco's defense that y'all think is he got the 4th best defense in the league, bro. At one point in the season, they was the number 1 defense in the league.
I mean, they did a good job, like holding them down to like 80 points. But it's like every time they score, their defense allows them to score right back.
That's
And this
called
is what
basketball,
You
bro.
gotta think
Sometimes
the other team is good too.
that's what I'm saying. That's what people don't realize that like when you play against 2 good teams, you can't stop everything. And not only can you not stop everything, guess what happens in basketball? Runs. Basketball is a game of runs. I know you heard that before, right?
Yeah, I know.
So it's like Dallas is a good team, bro. They got good players over there.
Yeah. I at
Paige
first I
Beckers, listen, AZ Fudd, shit. I know a lot of people. You already know me, Jonathan, because we've talked about. You heard me talking about this for like a year or so now. Because I wanted back when Angel was in Chicago, I wanted Enrique. I love me some Enrique. Listen, when I was watching them shots fall, I had to take my hat off the great players. I was like, yo, it's Enrique. You know what I mean? And then AZ Fudd coming off that little screen, doing a step back, getting the midi. That shot pure. Like and then I kept saying, like, damn, they keep letting Paige get to that midi, right? Paige is gonna knock. So it was like that's a good team, but you can't you can't, you know what I mean? Sometimes teams is gonna be better than your defense. They're just gonna be better than you. You know what I mean? That's not to say that it wasn't times where Atlanta was lazy or you know what I mean. It happens. That's why I said no. One thing people got to realize is there's no perfect game in basketball. You could play a really great game. You could play the best game you could play, but you're never gonna play a perfect game. So it's gonna be times where your defense do y'all rotate wrong. That don't mean that the defense as a whole is terrible. You get what I'm saying? It just means I got to lock in, especially if a team going to run. If a team going to run, they reel off 7 to 10 points or whatever the case may be. That's what the timeout is for. You call a timeout, you lock back in, right? So that's all that is. But as far as Ryan Howard goes, she's just in a slump, bro. And it's weird. This is weird energy to me. And this is to y'all point. This is where you can actually hold Carl accountable, right? Because to me, it's not really Carl's fault, but at the same time, what Carl can do, but this is gonna hurt everybody else though, right? Because what Carl can do, and I give credit where credit is due, because I heard Cheryl Swoops say this during the game. So shout out to Cheryl Swoops. She said, if I had Enrique, AZ Fudd, or Paige on me, I'll take him to the post. So Carl could do that. Carl could say, you know what? Let's get Ryan Howard the ball in the post a couple touches. Going, but that's going against his offense. Again, if you don't know how a person offense work, Carl runs a spread 5 offense. So now you're gonna tell him, oh, throw out everything throw out everything you coached him in training camp and do something different to get Ryan Howard going. You get what I'm saying? So that's something he can do, and we can hold him accountable for that. We could say, hey, Ryan Howard, hey, Carl, do something to get Ryan Howard going. But at the same time, he got a whole team to worry about. So that's why I don't really put it on him. I put it more on her because she just need to be smarter, because what she does in the last 2 minutes is what she need to be doing for the whole fucking game. Because in the last 2 minutes, she figured it out. In the last 2 minutes, she started driving. She started Euroing to the basket. But that's why she pissed me off when she hit that 3, because she always wait till it's too late to do that. All game, she'll come up court and just jack threes or just play lazy, play lackadaisical, don't really be that, don't have a lot of energy. And in the last 2 minutes, she LeBron James in his prime. Like, what are you doing? You get what I'm saying? So I kind of hold her more accountable. But you know, that's just your perspective on how you look at it.
Well, hey, the good news is we on a win streak. You know what I'm saying? Especially when Angel returned from that ankle injury, you know, where she missed the game against Portland due to that foot injury. You know, after that loss, when she came back, they on a nice hot win streak. We got Seattle on the next game. Hopefully, we can hopefully we'll everybody comes together
This
and
game,
play as a team and go a little harder and try to put a beat down on Seattle. Because I'm gonna tell you, Seattle, for some reason, when Seattle plays against Indiana, they don't have no clue what to do against them. But man, when it comes to Atlanta, they ready. They want to figure out whatever they can to try to beat Atlanta.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say this: look, like those 5-game win streak, that was selfish basketball that was being played and all that from Ron and people not sharing the ball, not people not trusting each other.
Nah, it wasn't the case at all,
from
B.
us.
That's why y'all get on my nerves. Who said that? Where you heard that from? Which one?
Brooklyn. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to disagree with. I'm gonna stick. I stick by what I say on this one, man. I'm sorry, but
You can stick by it all you want, bro. But that's not what happened.
I mean, I feel like nobody was on the same page those 5 games. Everybody felt like they need to like score. Like the scores always feel like they need to take over, and it's not the right time to take over.
Let me ask you a question, because it's one reason why we lost those games. We've been having one problem all year, one main problem, and it ain't been selfishness.
Lowe's.
Huh?
Oh no, my bad.
Let me tell you like this. So you'll probably be able to get it after I say this. Our starting lineup is in like the top 5 starting lineups in the league. You understand what I'm telling you? Jonathan, you left? Okay. So for the people who may share the same thoughts that Jonathan has, that the Atlanta Dreams play selfish basketball, which is weird because it's like you've been watching them all year, right? Hold on, somebody just came to the panel. Everybody welcome MDT to the panel. MDT, what up, Brody?
How you doing, Brooklyn?
What's going on? Let me finish my thought, and then I want to hear your thoughts, bro, on the game.
You got it. You got it.
So for the people who think we've been playing selfish basketball all season, I don't know what y'all been watching. Jordan Canada is probably like the 3rd best guard. She's either 2nd or 3rd best guard in assists to turnover ratio. Right? That's number 1. And Carson Mesco's offense is based off sharing the ball. That's number 2. Right? But our starting lineup is actually one of the best starting lineups in the league. The issue and why we lose sometimes is because of stuff like tonight. We can't make shots, number 1. And then number 2, we don't have a bench. Our bench is Our bench is one of the worst benches in the league. So now, you start that we on a winning streak. We playing well, right? After we play well, what happens? Nas Hillman, who a lot of people don't like for whatever reason, she ends up getting hurt. And when she get hurt, we noticed the production that she was giving us, we needed. Because now we're not getting no bench production and we're not getting production from Nas Hillman. And then every once in a while, you got Ryan Howard who disappears. Yeah, we're going to go on a losing streak. And then on top of that, like I said, no game is perfect. So now you might have games, even though we got one of the best defenses in the league, you might have games where you go out there and you be lazy on defense. You might have certain games where you go out there and you don't push the ball and transition when we at our best. You don't play because now you playing late. So when you got all of these things going wrong at the same time, yeah, you're going on a losing streak. But it ain't because people wasn't sharing the ball. It's because we ain't have a bench. You know what I mean? Which our bench is slowly getting stronger. Bree Jones is back, is slowly getting stronger, but our bench still ain't the strongest. Shout out to Izzy Ballais, who a lot of people don't like. Again, like I'm listening to these channels, and people really just want Angel Reese to do everything. Oh, they put Ballais in. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, Ballais, she's starting to find her footing now. She's starting to realize She got to absorb the physicality, which we seen tonight. We seen her absorb physicality. We seen her still go to the basket, make tough shots. So our bench is slowly getting better, but our bench is our biggest problem. That's the reason why we lose games. That and the fact that we go cold and can't make a shot like tonight. Those are our two biggest issues. Not being able to make a shot and not having a bench. MDT, what's going on, brother?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
It's been a while. I saw you over at Juju last night, I think.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, man. I really, you wanted to, with you being somebody who I recently met on here, right? You somebody I actually really respect because I like when people look at the game and use stats and you use facts, use things that they could back up certain things, right? And I heard you doing that last night on Juju, so I really respect the way you commentate the game. I just wanted to tell you that.
Yeah. And if you recall, when we first met, it was over on Bro Claude months back.
Oh yeah. No. I know. Yeah, I know when I met you. Absolutely.
Back of the preseason, and so yeah, I have to tell you my thoughts on the game tonight. Angel's strong. Really, really strong. She was bullying those other players on Dallas tonight. And then I remember the play, and they're down by like 6. She blocks Shepherd and just starts talking. I'm like, it's a little early for that, isn't it? And she proved prophetic because after that, Dallas was up. They were up by 6, 1:18 left, and the ball.
Yeah.
Close it out. And I've seen them do this countless times during the season. The Dream have done this. That was a really nice win on the road against a really, really good team.
Yeah.
And I heard you really talking about Bree Jones. That's going to make them even more formidable.
Yes, sir.
And you were talking about that losing streak. I actually went back and looked at the minutes.
Yeah.
They were playing their starters for a lot of minutes during that streak. They had
but look, that goes to what I was saying, right? Talk about it.
They had to do that because the bench wasn't producing. And earlier in the season, they would build big leagues, take the starters out, and then all of a sudden it dwindles, and then they have to come back at the end of the game to save a win.
Absolutely.
So I saw them do that. This team is in that conversation. They're right on my team's heels. You know that. So
what's your team?
Definitely Indiana.
Okay.
Fever, you know that.
Oh, no, I didn't know. I didn't know that was your team.
Yeah. Maybe you didn't. Yeah, I probably don't sound that way when I talk because I'm looking because I've listened to you too. Respect to you. You call this a nice win, but you're also looking at places where we can get better. And not everybody's willing to do that. They just want to see it one specific way. And I'm not sure, that really adds up to winning all the time. Yeah, you're going to put up stats and you're gonna do some really, really good things. They're going to show up on a stat sheet when nobody has context to talk about what it is you're referring to. But I think the ultimate stat is how many games you win and lose. So
absolutely, and the way you win and lose them. That's why, to your point. Listen, I think all of us as Atlanta Dream fans need to be happy about this win because we ain't deserved it. Well, I shouldn't say we ain't deserve it. Neither team deserved it. Both teams played bad, but I really thought we was going to lose this game. I checked out. To your point, we was down by 6 with a minute, and I had checked out a long time ago because we kept turning the ball over. We kept turning them.
Yeah, and Paige has been a finisher lately, so she's really been good in that those type of moments. And so tonight, I'm just even that last play. I'm like, what are you doing? Why is the ball in? I don't even know who their big was that shot that 3 at the end. The corner.
That was Awa.
Why does she have the ball? Why Paige pass that? I think they tried to get it down to Shepherd, and she couldn't. I don't know who was guarding Shepherd at the time when she passed it out, but goodness, I had no idea why that went down. But yeah, big win on the road. Obviously, things to get better at, to your point. But I'd been saying all along, all season, about Bree Jones and what she meant to that team last year. Because I caught a lot of the games last year, and I saw that she was down there underneath in the post, rebounds, setting screens, bodying people. And I knew that was going to make it a little more difficult for them starting the season. Angel more than took up the slack. I'm not saying to diminish what she's done, because she's done phenomenal things, but
Right.
to have someone else to help you with that
No,
makes Atlanta
absolutely.
that much more formidable. And so when she came back, and if you recall what happened in their last game, it was her who set that screen when Canada went around with the layup the last game. That was Bree Jones. So
she a big body.
yeah, one of the unsung heroes of the league. Doesn't get a lot of credit for the stuff that she does, but I really liked her last year, and it stood out in my mind. Wow, hey, here's somebody who understands what she has to do, what her role is, and a true professional. So I was waiting for her to come back and help this team. If they can stay healthy, which every team is going to struggle with now. We're going to see a little more of that. Like tonight, Gabby Williams is out with the Valkyrie. That was a late scratch. Yesterday, you saw the difference that Malonga was out, and that could have went another way. I wasn't too excited. There are a lot of people out there excited with the Fever win last night, but I'm looking at it. How many more games are we going to win without Boston?
I was about to ask you how you feel about Boston. So let me say this, and then you give me your thoughts. I think the good news, and obviously we got to wait. I don't know if a report came back already, but the good news is when I seen her fall, it looked like she just banged her knee on the floor, and that's where the pain came from. It didn't look like it was a quote unquote knee injury. Now, hopefully, she didn't, fracture nothing by hitting her leg on the floor. So what I'm thinking is she might just be out for a few weeks or whatever with soreness, and she'll be back. And that's a good news because, like I said, it could have been worse. She could have had like a really bad non-contact knee injury and went down. And that's what you don't want. It looked like she just hit her knee on the ground and it's probably just hurt in the moment. And she's probably be sore for a few weeks. What's your thoughts on her injury?
Well, it might be a little more dire than that, just a couple weeks, because there's some important games coming up. You guys are right on her heels. You're right there. So you could find yourself in the next 5 games, if you drop them, in the 8th spot or not even in. And I don't know about you, but being number 4 or above, you get home field advantage or home court advantage. You want all the advantages you can get in the playoffs where anything can happen.
Absolutely.
So if you can be in that conversation as opposed to have to go on the road, it could get really, really sketchy and snowball really quick. And to your point about Boston, maybe if it was a different type of circumstance to where they hadn't been load managing her anyway all season. They've been doing a little bit of that where she hadn't played and managing minutes.
Right.
Then maybe I wouldn't be as concerned. But the way that they've been doing that, and she'd been dealing with an injury anyway, as well as Clark, because they're managing her meetings too, her minutes too. It's very concerning. It's very concerning. I would actually like to see them maybe make a move to try to bring somebody in to help, maybe buoy their prospects, but I don't know. They're really restricted in terms of where they're at with the salary cap and in terms of how many players they can move. So it's going to be tough. The best thing to do is to maybe have her back for Minnesota, because we got Minnesota in the next 2 games. We got Vegas. Vegas is going to be looking for a little bit of revenge, and then New York, and then Dallas. So that's 4 of the next 6 games. You lose 4 or 6, I'm coming back on here and talking to you and crying about what my prospects are. you're telling me, hey, we'll see you next season.
Right. No, but listen, this is where this is time for Clark to make her name, though, right? Because you in your 3rd season now. You're not in your 1st season where you're trying to understand the physicality of the WNBA, right? You're in your 3rd season and you still got an all-star next to you. So this is where you come out. Everybody was talking about the 45 and 10, right? And I think okay, but I'm talking about in general, right? Everybody's talking about the 45 correct. And 10, and then I think she just had 32 and something, right? This is where you start to make your name, right? This is where, like, if I'm gonna give you a case in point, the LA Lakers in 2002 were 2-time champs, right?
3.
They won in 2000 and they won in 2. No, they was on their way to 3. They was on they third one came in
Okay,
2002, right?
That's right.
So
That's right.
so in 2002 they was 2-time champs. And in that season, Shaq didn't start the season out because Shaq was he was hurt. He came back in the middle of the season, whatever the case may be, right? That's the season Kobe came out and started averaging 40. He wasn't averaging 40 before that because he was playing with Diesel. So he was averaging around like maybe 20. I ain't gonna say averaging 40. Let me not say averaging. He was coming out having 40-point games, right? We could look up to what he was averaging before Shaq came back. I think it was somewhere like that, something like 40. Anyway, my point is when you got a championship team and your counterpart goes down, that's when you got to now raise your play. And I believe Clark. This is where she got to prove it, right? I believe she can do it, right? You got Kelsey Mitchell next to you, but you just got to do it the right way, right? Don't do it in the way where you coming out and you crying, right? Come out and dominate the way when she hit the game winners and she pointing at the wrist like it's like it's ice in her veins and all this, and she walking around. She got to come out in that fashion every game. You get what I'm saying? Play like that. But if you come out in a way where you push it off and you hitting the ground and you looking at the refs, this is This is where you really prove who you are.
I don't know if you were there last night when Juju asked who I thought was the most important player for
I was there. I was listening, but let the chat know.
Yeah. So I said it was Aaliyah Boston, and she was taken aback because she couldn't believe I said that, and she wanted me to elaborate.
I agree with you 100%, by the way.
Because they are a different team when she's not there, and we don't have a big that can do what she does on a consistent basis.
Right.
Definitely not over a stretch of 5 or 6 games, and it exposes a lot of weaknesses. I even invoked this joke. I said we got destroyed on the road against the Sparks. That was a game that Boston missed, and I still have nightmares from that game. Now they've won a game or two without her. I don't think in a stretch you can pull that off. That's what I'm speaking to. And she was referring to a playoff series. If you miss her for a stretch of games, that's a big problem. It would have been a big problem last night if Malonga was playing, and she wasn't. So I'm aware of that. That's absolutely true.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with you.
What she does.
Right.
Yeah, I think you said something about that last night in chat. For what she does, nobody else on the team can do that. Now, does that mean no one else can step up? No, I'm not saying. I think they can, but I haven't seen it as of yet. So, yeah, go ahead and give me your thoughts on that. I think you said you were.
So I agree with you about everything you said about what she means to your team, but I don't think y'all could win a playoff series without Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah, I said that too.
But I do think y'all could win some games without, like, I do think y'all could stay competitive without it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so like that's the part I'm disagreeing with. I think that y'all have enough. And this is coming from a person who says the same thing about my Atlanta Dream, right? When Bree Jones was out, I felt like we had enough. Earlier in the season, a few weeks maybe before the All-Star break, we almost lost Alicia Gray because she had took a hard fall. She ended up being okay and she came back. But I was on record saying that if she has to be out, that's okay. We'll be fine. So I just want to let you know who I am. I'm not one of those people that's like feel like, if one thing happened, you're not supposed to be able to stand against adversity. I feel like this is adversity for your team right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like you guys got to play a different way. Y'all already play the fastest pace in the league, but y'all got to keep up that pace. Y'all got to keep playing fast, and y'all just got to, that's why I said this is going to really prove if Caitlin really
I'll tell you what, 6 of the next 8 games are against current playoff teams. Gonna be a little rough. I don't know if we dealt with that for a stretch to where it was very similar or not, but she's really important. In fact, I would like your chances better without Bree Jones when she was gone, because you guys showed you could do some stuff. Aside from that,
I'm not going to let you get away with that because that's excuses. And again, here's why. Now you're talking about 2 different teams that play 2 different play styles. And the reason why I say that is, again, you guys play the fastest in the league. So the personnel y'all bought there for a reason. Y'all bought there because, they're going to fit. They're going to play well with Caitlin and they fit this play style, right? So now Listen, this is life. Just how you hear me talk about Atlanta, right? And how we got to get better. This is life. Y'all lost a piece. Y'all can't, you can't cry about it now. You got to be like, I bet. No, I know, but I'm saying you got to be like, I bet. We still got Kelsey Mitchell, who's a dog, and you still got Caitlin Clark, who everybody was mad when she was 11th best guard, right? So now she got to show and prove why. Wherever she ranks, whether she 1, 2, or 3, wherever she ranks, this is the time now.
I get your point. I get your point about what you're saying, and I'm not making excuses, and I won't be crying about it if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm concerned, and are they going to have their opportunity to do exactly what you're talking about, to step up and show us that you're better than 11, show us you can win. You and Kelsey Mitchell go off like you did against Seattle, show us that against the Minnesotas, the Vegases, the New Yorks, the Dallases, and the Atlantas that are coming up. Yeah, we're going to find out. I don't know if we're there.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's the fun part about sports. And I'm going to say this and land my plane because I want to hear what Hot Trash got to say. But that's the fun part about sports. Here's a good thing. Ain't nobody expecting. There's no expectations, right? Aaliyah Boston fell, right? So if y'all come out in y'all next 10 and go 5 or 5, y'all got to be able to be like, damn, we did that. You know what I mean? We lost Aaliyah Boston. The goal is not to come out and go 2 or 8. Or something like that. You get what I'm saying? But if y'all come out and have a good fighting chance, a good fighting record, even if y'all drop some games, ain't nobody saying that you got to go, 100% in your next 10 games. You just got to come out and show like, nah, we gonna fight. One of my favorite players, and I'm gonna say this and land this, so Hot Trash will go. One of my favorite players was Tracy McGrady in the early 2000s. A lot of people, I don't know if y'all follow his career when he was in Orlando Magic, but he ain't have the help, and he was considered. Him and Kobe was like the 1 and 2 guards in the league. Mm-hmm. Everybody was trying to figure out who was better, but when he had to go up and hold his own, he couldn't worry about and make excuses. The better player on that team was supposed to be Grant Hill. He was supposed to be the Robin and Grant Hill's Batman, right? Grant Hill went down, and Tracy McGrady had to show why he was T-Mac. That's when the nickname, that's when you earn your nickname. That's when you become Kobe. You know what I mean? It's Kobe because he was great, right? He wasn't Kobe Bryant. He was Kobe. That's when you earn your nickname. So now we about to see if she Caitlin Clark or if she Cece. That's how that go. You know what I mean?
That's a great point, and I agree. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Hot Trash, what's your thoughts on what we talking about? And then I'm gonna flip topics. I think you're gonna enjoy the topics I got, MDT. I want to hear y'all thoughts on my topics.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. What's your thoughts, Hot Trash?
So okay, I can start with the Fever first. So with the Fever, I agree too. I think that they can win a few games without Boston, but I think Boston is the difference maker on the team.
Oh boy, is she?
I think she is. And to be honest with you, I am equally concerned about the Fever in the postseason that I am with Atlanta in the postseason, because they're both inconsistent. Like, you don't know what you're going to get sometimes. And it's like, playing a whole series, like with Atlanta, I don't know. Like, I'm not confident enough to say I think that they could get through a bunch of series, because, like you were just saying earlier about Angel being the missing piece, but having the missing piece don't help if the other pieces on the board is not playing. If you can't, depend on them to show up. And with Atlanta, and with the Fever so far, the Fever's been playing. They've been on a roll right now, but they've been playing a lot of sub 500 teams. They did knock off. They did beat Atlanta one time, and they did beat
New York.
Y'all beat New York, and y'all did beat the Aces too. I think y'all beat the Aces once, right, or twice?
Twice.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, they beat some all right teams or whatever. You could say that the Aces were tired one of the games or whatever. They did what they were supposed to do. They went in and won the games or whatever. But I don't know, like during those games when they played the better teams, it was like, CC kind of struggled. And Mitchell was like doing her thing. But now, since Boston is gone, I'm concerned about that team because now that without Boston being out there and getting all that attention, getting doubled sometimes, all that attention is going to be on CC and Mitchell. I know Mitchell is fast and CC is not that fast on her feet. So it's all going to depend on if she can move without the ball to relocate herself to get the ball back. But
Yeah, we sound
Hold
like.
on real quick. Everybody, welcome Paige to the panel.
Hello, Paige.
Hi.
Welcome, Paige. Go ahead, MDT. Finish your thought, and then we're gonna get Paige's thoughts.
We were talking, and you're kind of keeping us grounded. The other fella's name is
Hot Tracks.
Hot Tracks is worried about his dream. I'm worried about my fever in a lot of the same ways, and I just chuckle a little bit at the irony. We're looking at the glass half full. So that's all I want to say. Nice take, Hot Tracks.
Got you. What's your thoughts, Paige? You got something on your mind?
I'll go first with.
First of all, welcome to the chat. I always appreciate when Paige comes to the chat. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Absolutely. What's your thoughts, Paige?
I'll go with Indiana first. They're gonna miss Boston pretty heavily.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
I'm interested to see how they're gonna manage the stretch with the schedule that they have.
You're making me depressed thinking about
it.
Hey, Tia.
Yeah, and Atlanta was, man, they stress me out sometimes.
Do they?
Oh, man, like some plays, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, there was just like this one play where Angel was running like a full head of steam down the court, and they just could not see her, and I just could not understand.
Yeah, I just talked about that when Ryan Howard was walking the ball up, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that?
They just don't have that, we feel like Atlanta's a good team, and we feel like Atlanta could win a championship. But every once in a while, they have moments like that where they show like they just don't have that killer instinct. Because if you got a big like Angel that runs the floor the way she runs it, then you got to be able to run with her and get her the ball. Somebody got feedback, by the way. Mute your mic. I don't know who it is. But yeah, so when Angel runs the floor, she just needs somebody, and that's where that veteran guard come in at. You know what I mean? But I will say this because Jordan Canada was playing uncharacteristic of herself today, right? This is the Jordan Canada everybody don't like, right? I'm out here turning the ball and doing all this, but she wasn't playing like that before the break. So, and then, like I said, both teams actually played bad. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna chalk this up. Me personally, you know what I mean? I ain't telling nobody else what to think, but me personally, I'm gonna chalk this up to they just wasn't ready. Right? This was an after All-Star break. And all the shots was flat on both sides. Like, Dallas hit a little bit more than Atlanta, but both sides. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, to MDT's point, saying that Paige been clutch all year. We lucky Paige ain't hit some of them deep threes. Because she took about 3 or 4 deep threes this game, and they bounced out.
Yeah.
If she would have hit one of them, we lose the game.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this was just a bad game by both teams. Luckily, listen, I was surprised that we got the win. I'll take it. But listen, we as Atlanta Dream fans, as Angel Reese fans, we all need to be happy we got to win today.
Nice win on the road. I think that's.
I mean, I'm happy, but.
But so I got some good topics today. Actually, I changed the topics a little bit because this game was so interesting, right? I knew people was gonna want to talk about it, but the main thing I wanted to talk about today was the actual trade deadline. So I want to get you guys' thoughts on what the Atlanta Dream should do at the deadline, and if they do something, what do you think they need? Contracts.
I don't honestly. I don't know. Like I don't know the politics with all it. Like I don't know who's available on other
That's fine.
teams.
You don't even gotta.
Issues.
You don't even got to name a player. Just name like what you think they need. You get what I'm saying? You don't even need to name a particular person. But if you feel like they need more rebounding, more assists, more 3-point, more steal, more whatever, just name like if you feel like they need more wing. You get what I'm saying? So you don't even got to like name a player. But I will. In fact, what I'll do is. No, actually, yeah, just do it like that because we're going to get into free agency after this, and then I have more names for you. But just your thoughts in general from what you've been seeing, from what you've been watching. If this team had to win a championship and go up against whoever, the Aces or the Liberty or Minnesota, one of those type teams, what do you feel like is lacking?
I definitely think that they need a better bench. If they can upgrade, if they can upgrade somebody that they have, for someone better.
Right.
But, I mean, the salaries there's a lot to it because, you got to stay up under a certain salary and like I just haven't seen. I don't know too much that they can like I don't know too much of that to be able to suggest a specific player to bring over. So,
Got you. But you definitely think they need to upgrade the bench.
The bench. But the last thing, I think they have a lot of what they need right now if they just could be consistent.
Hold that thought, because that's my third topic. Hold that thought. Well, you can reiterate it. You can say it and reiterate it, but you kind of get into the third. The third topic is going to be if they don't make it, they don't do anything. What do you think they need to do internally? But we'll get to that when we get to that. But that's a good point. MDT, what you got? What you think that Atlanta needs to do at the deadline?
Get healthy, stand pat.
Got you. Okay. All right.
Here's why. I heard you earlier, and if I got this correct, you're starting five, arguably, and maybe likely the best starting five in the whole league right now as it sits. It's just a matter of production off the bench and getting role players to play better. I saw Pow Pow was in street clothes today. She's one of your shooters, and there's time. There's time to get this right with who you have. You just got Bree Jones back, and you let that manifest itself what it could be. But I really, really think if there's a team that doesn't need to do anything, it's the Dream.
Okay.
Just got to figure it out collectively to get it worked out.
All right, you're gonna have to reiterate that again in a second. I'm gonna let you know right now. But Paige, what's your thought? What's your thoughts on that?
I kind of agree with what was your name again? Sorry.
I'm MDT.
Yes. I kind of agree.
Paige,
I really don't.
Word of advice. Hold on. Word of advice. Keep it basic. Because you're about to have to repeat yourself anyway. Matter of fact, let me just go to the. Well, I finish because I do have a difference of opinion. So keep it basic because you're basically gonna have to say it again. All right.
Okay. I think the Atlanta Dream are fine for right now.
Yeah. All right.
I have more, but that's
no. You really. I'm just trying to help. Listen, I just ain't want y'all to be like, damn, I just said it, but I'm gonna say it again. Yeah. But so my opinion is slightly different from y'all's. My opinion is this, and it's not me saying that I want them to do anything. If they stand pack, I'm cool. Because I'm cool, right? But if they did do something, what I would like them to do is get a playmaker. I feel like that's our biggest weakness, right? And the reason why I say that is our starting lineup. So let me do this first. Well, let me not do that because I don't want to be. I don't want to sound preachy. So I'm not even going to get into that. But our starting lineup, our most important player is Jordan Canada, right? Jordan Canada, she makes sure everybody eats, right? And the fact that she makes sure everybody eats, that's why we was able to have 3 All-Stars. That's why, she gets the bulk of our assists, right? And that's why we're able to be, to have the record and be playing the way we playing when we playing well. Obviously we just came off a losing streak. When it's nobody who really does what she does when she goes to the bench because of her speed and the way she could get downhill, right? So Tahina Paopao, for example, Tahina Paopao is a really good guard, but to me, Tahina Paopao's skill is more knocking down shots, right? She's not much of a penetrator, right? She don't penetrate that much, and that's a big part of the offense. A big part of the offense is breaking down a defense and penetrating in getting the ball into the paint, whether that be driving it, whether that be passing and rebounding it. A big part of our offense is getting into the paint. And I feel like Jordan Canada, if we had somebody else, I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example, and I don't think this is possible, but like maybe a Natasha Cloud, right? And we had somebody else who could also get downhill fast and that could keep the ball moving, spraying around. That's when our offense is at its best. So when we did do something, for me, it'd be just to get a secondary playmaker, and it don't have to be nobody expensive. We have all the stars we need. We don't need another superstar to come into the team. We just need somebody of that play style, right? We need somebody. It could be, and we don't need another young player. We need somebody that's either in the middle of their career or somebody closer to the end of their career, but still could play, that has that play style of driving, penetrating, getting into the teeth of the defense, being able to pass, having the ball spray around. So if we did do something, that would be my one critique. But to y'all point, we kind of get that now, because again, I had spoke about Belace a second ago. I don't know if y'all was listening when I was speaking about Belace, but Belace said herself that Belace is a rookie, and Belace is somebody who came in saying that she needed but Belace is somebody who came in and was struggling with the physicality, right? And she said herself that she noticed that she gets downhill really good. So she noticed that. She said, I got to keep getting to that. Notice I play better when I get downhill. But she's a rookie, so she struggled. All rookies is inconsistent and struggle. I say that to say she's starting to get better now. I'm noticing in the last couple games, she's not worrying about shooting a shot, right? Because before she was worrying about catching and shooting and making the shot. She's still doing that, but she's more so trying to when she get the ball, she's trying to penetrate. She's trying to get to the rim. She's trying to make something happen at the rim, or if she don't got the shot, then she'll kick it out. So we kind of get what Jordan Canada gives us through Bolace off the bench now. So we don't do nothing. I'm not terribly upset about that, but that'll be the one thing I wouldn't be mad at them if they went out and did. So with that said, we're going to move on to shout out to my brother Sports with Dre Day. He says Scholar. I agree with you. Scholar is actually somebody, to your point, Dre. I was on sports. I forget the name of the website, but I was on the WNBA trade machine today, and I was trying to make that happen. I don't think it's possible. I was trying to make.
It's not.
I was trying hard to make. I was like, is it a way we could get Scholar without giving up nobody? I don't think so.
You don't have the cap room. So, and even and with some of these other players you mentioned, like Cloud, you're still going to have difficulty trying to get her without getting rid of anybody else. You got 190,000 in cap room. So I'm looking at your salary cap, and you've got 4 players that are on multi-years. So it'd be a question in my mind, are you going to be willing to part with Hillman to make something happen, to get what you want?
No.
I would say no. I know there's a lot of people in these media streets who don't like Hillman, so they'll probably be like, hell yeah, no. I'm saying no.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
that would be it.
I dropped the link for you, Dre, there, if you want to come up and join the conversation, Brody.
But it's going to be tough. And when I was saying to stand pat and get healthy, this is where I was coming from, because I suspected it was something like this that was going to be really hard to facilitate anything, a substance. The Cloud is close, though. That's interesting, because you might be able to work that out. You have 190 in cap space. Maybe one of your people on on minimum right now, which is 270 or 277, you might be able to get close, something like that. I don't know if that's feasible, but you might.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with Skylar on this team though, personality wise.
And
Got
that's
you.
another multi-year too. And you'd be in trouble next year. You're already going to be in trouble next year if Angel Reese gets first or second team All Pro. Now
Yeah.
she's eligible for a max. So you're already going to be facing that currently with 4 multi-year players on your team right now. They're going to have 2 years left. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult. Very, very difficult. Yeah, man. I think you just run it back with what you got. I digress.
Jordan Canada, she's at 650, and
Yep.
she may be able to make one of the defensive teams because isn't she leading the league in stealing or close to it?
She's on that top 5. I know that
She's
that's
on
correct.
top 5, yeah.
Yeah, we got 4 people that's on that list.
Mm-hmm.
But look, here's what I was trying to tell y'all. Y'all gonna say the same thing again anyway, because I expected y'all to have an answer, but I ain't mad at y'all answer. But here's the next topic. The next topic: if the dream doesn't make any moves at the deadline, do you think they have what they need to contend? And what do you think they need to do internally to be contenders? Paige, I'm gonna start with you.
I think they have enough to contend, but I do not think that they're contenders at this point.
Okay. Good point. Tell us why.
They're inconsistent when it comes to shot making and
I
in-game
agree.
decisions.
I
That's
agree.
the only thing that's keeping them from being great.
I agree with you.
It's just at the wrong times.
That's a fact. What you got for this MDT?
Yeah, I think.
we heard your answer, but you could tell us in a different way if you like.
okay. By records, it would appear like we're not in the top 4, and by definition, for me, you're not hosting a playoff series, so you can get in those conversations. Are you a contender? Are you not? Do you have a realistic chance? But based on where we're at, just one game past All-Star break, with Bree Jones coming back and having time to make a move, they have serious potential to get there and be in that conversation, and could be one of the teams that in a 3-game series makes some noise. And even if they are the 5, 6, 7, or 8 seed, maybe upset somebody. So I would say that the situation is more dire for my team than your guys' team. So I'll just leave it like that.
Got you. Hot Tracks.
I personally think they have what it takes. I don't think they're hungry enough. I don't think they have that killer instinct right now. Maybe something might change going down the stretch, but right now they don't strike me as a contending team.
That surprised me. Y'all all 3 or feel like I think I forgot what MDT said, if he felt like they are or not, but that surprised me, because I feel like they obviously are a contending team with what they have. Now, do they sometimes play do they play below standards? Of course, right? We've been seeing that, and it's something. Listen, all teams go through that though. Like all teams, if you remember, because see what happens is, after years pass, we tend to just remember who was the champion. We start to forget the journey, right? So like this journey that they on doesn't tell me that they're not contenders. They have what they need, especially when you got a player like Angel Reese on your team, because you need that emotional leader as well. So Angel Reese can get them there. You know what I mean? They have the talent. What they not showing is the heart. That's what they missing. And Angel Reese can get them there. So I do believe they have the talent. I do believe they are contenders, and I do, but this gonna contradict what I just said, because I was answering that question if they did something. But if they do nothing and they stand pat, I think they have enough. I think they have enough. I kind of tend to agree with Hot Tracks in the fact that their Achilles heel could end up being a bench, right? If they do end up struggling in the playoffs, it could end up just being that they bench don't produce enough. But I do think this team, as is, without making any moves, has enough to win a championship. They just have to be all clicking on the same cylinder at the same time. That's why early in the season, when people were saying, "Oh, get the ball to Angel Reese, do this, do that," I was trying to say we need to be more concerned with, because most coaches shorten their rotation in the playoffs, right? So we need to be more concerned with a good 8 or 9 players all playing well at the same time. You get what I'm saying? If they could do that, if they could get about 3 to 4 players off the bench, a Medina Okot, a Tahina Pau, a Nas Hillman now, and maybe a Shateri Walker Kimbrough, because maybe she'll probably be playing by that time. She got some minutes tonight, but she'll probably be getting consistent. If we could get 4 players that's consistently contributing off the bench, 3 to 4, maybe just 3, maybe just 2, right? We could get 2 players consistently contributing off the bench, and we could get our starting 5 playing well together at the right time. We could win a championship, or we could contend one. Even, we never know. There's a lot of teams who can win it. So we could contend for one, absolutely. But I do agree with what everybody said on the panel with they're not playing to that potential right now. They're definitely not.
Brooklyn,
Time is on your side.
Yeah. So Brooklyn, this is what I'm saying. With Howard this year, like out of all their games, she only had a few games where she actually played up to the standard she's supposed to play. Like they done played like what? How many games they played so far?
They're a little over halfway, so probably like maybe 20 in the mid-20s, mid to late 20s.
And when you look at the games, she don't have that many games this year that she scored her usual 18 to 20, 22 points. She's been in single digits, more games than she's been in double digits.
I can see that. But I think some of it got to go to Semeko too. At some point, you got to figure out why. I don't know, man. Like, she has to figure out how to get out of her own head, or maybe run more specific plays for her to get her going earlier in the game.
I agree.
But it's on her, though. But I have no words for Ryan at this point.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
She did make a big shot for you guys at the end.
Yes, she did.
I mean,
Yeah.
But we not belling her out with that, because she do that a lot.
Yeah.
She wait to the end of the game and make a 3 that we needed her to make, or like she do that a lot.
but context works both ways. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
They're not going nowhere. They're not going nowhere in the postseason if she's not playing good.
That's a great point. That one I'm
Angel could play hard as she want to play. Angel could only do but so much.
Absolutely.
We need the best player on our team to step up.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like all 3 of them need to play well, to your point. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Listen, I'm saying the same thing y'all saying. I'm saying they have the talent to be contenders, but they're not playing that way right now. And a big part of that is Ryan Howard. Like she's probably the biggest part of it. Because even in games where and we seen it tonight because she wasn't making shots, even in games where Alicia Gray don't make shots, she does other things. It seemed like with Ryan Howard, if she's not making threes, then she's not effective. Right, outside of defense, I'll give her that because she'll play defense. But outside of making threes, she don't really like affect the offensive end a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's not good. Her identity can't be tied to her shot making. It got, especially if you, to your point, Hot Tracks, if you're gonna be our quote unquote all-star player, right? Our MVP, which I believe is Angel. I'm gonna be honest with you, but if a lot of people, a lot of people love scoring, so they think it's her. But if you're gonna have that title, and even Carl Semesco would say so. Like if they believe that in house that it's her, she got to do things outside of when her shot is not falling, and that's her problem. And it's like, to your point, Hot Tracks, it's too many games in the season for you ain't figured that out yet.
That's a good point too. I agree with that as well.
I'm saying we can't just sit here and just hope for something to change, and we halfway through the season. So
Yeah, I agree.
that's going to what she said. Like, okay, so now it's up to the coach to dig in his bag and figure something else out. Either get her more involved or make some plays for somebody else. Like, we're not that far, near the end to be able to make changes. Like, something got to happen before we get out there in the first round.
Thanks. Good points. Good points. All right, we're going to switch gears a little bit now, talk about free agency. This is where you get your names, Hot Tracks.
I want to answer about the Fever, what they got to do for the playoffs. I mean, same question.
In terms of who we could bring in?
Oh, you mean the trade deadline? He mean by the trade deadline.
Yeah, we're in a similar boat as Atlanta. There's no real.
Yeah, I don't really think they could bring nobody in.
Yeah, no real moves that you can make without really shuffling. I mean, people are not going to take Mo Billings or Lexi Hull on an $800,000 multi-year contract. They're not going to find too many trade partners for that. They have even less than Atlanta in the salary cap left. I think it's like $7,000. They're gonna be who they are. I mean, they can maybe see if somebody wants Dantis because she's on a minimum. I don't see that happening either. And it seems to me they don't have the will to want to make big moves to get them where they want to be. So that's my thought on them. So for them, I would say they're standing pat. I'm not sure that's their best move. It might be their only move, and hence the only option.
For me, the only move I could see them making, which I don't think they will make, I don't think they're going to make any moves. But the only move, if they did say we are going to do something, I could see them maybe packaging Raven for something. You know what I mean?
I was about to say that.
Because she's not doing nothing there anyway. She's sitting there and she's, she might be an asset somebody wants. Because that's what you got to think about. Yeah. Trades ain't about what I want. Trades is about what both sides want. So because when I look at the Fever, I don't see many assets that people will want outside of the players they will want to keep. You get what I'm saying? Like the players down the bench, I don't have many assets. I could see you saying, well, you could give somebody this player, that player. The only player I could think of maybe somebody would want is a Raven, but even that's probably not going to be the case because she's a young player, right? So it's like the only team she could go to is another team that's not really contending because ain't no contending team going to take a rookie.
Yeah, she's been quiet lately, and I don't see any will where they would want to move off of her.
Maybe. Right, that's what I'm saying.
I can maybe see Atlanta, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that from a South Carolina, you know, and popularity standpoint. But what Atlanta's trying to do, I don't think they need any young players. I think they need veterans.
So what do you think about them trying to send Raven to maybe the Sparks? Because the Sparks is trying.
If you could do that, if the numbers would match up in terms to stay underneath the salary cap, that would work. Like if they wanted to bring in Cameron Brink.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That would be good, but Cameron Brink makes nearly $500,000, and Ravens at a little over or close to 3, and we don't have any room, so you'd have to move another player. And I'm not sure they're willing to do that.
Send over there. You can send them 2 of the guards that y'all have.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Grace, it's just like Brooklyn just said, we don't have a lot that people want other than Raven. That's a great point. So you're going to be forced to stand pat, and it's we could go on and on about that. There's some of the moves that were questionable in the offseason and so forth, but this does exacerbate those problems that happened back then. So
imagine that though, Aaliyah Boston and then Brink coming off the bench.
It would be a dream. It would be a dream.
Just throwing the ball up to her, like
I don't think so though.
Think so?
Nah, because you gotta realize, and I'm gonna be quick, Paige, so you can give your point. Yeah. You gotta realize, like, and again, I'm not saying that I don't want players to be great, right? Cam Brink was a number 2 pick, right? And she was great in college, and everybody expectation of her was the reason why she went number 2 was to have a great pro career, but you can't and a perfect example of this is somebody like Camilla, right? Because Camilla had chance after chance after chance. She still hasn't produced. Everybody said, oh, when Angel leave or when this happened, right? All she needs is a point guard or whatever it is. And she still hasn't became the center that some of us think she can be. I thought I'm on a record for saying I think Camilla could be really good. So far, she hasn't turned into that. So my point is saying, hold on, I'm almost done. My point is saying I don't think you could just plug Cam Brink into Indiana, and then all of a sudden she starts playing well. I think you're gonna have the same problems in Indiana until she develops and figure out, how to stay on the floor, how to stay out of foul. All of the things that's plaguing her in LA. You get what I'm saying? I do get your point. I do understand what you're saying, Hot Tracks. Like they can bring the potential that we think she'd be able to play. And you would think it'd be able to work out, but like even look at somebody like Mo Billings, right? Mo Billings was somebody who played with Caitlin in the Olympics, and so everybody liked the fit. So they was like, "Oh, she'd be a good piece to bring over." And now you hear a lot of Indiana fans complaining about Mo Billings. You get what I'm saying? Because it's certain things. So it's like I get the potential aspect that you see. I do understand that, but my point is, you can't. Potential has the like a player has to develop naturally. It's not just plug and play, and then they all of a sudden become that player you foresee. So I think she's gonna have the same issues in Indiana, in my opinion. But that's just me.
Yeah. I think if anybody could make it easy for her, though, it'd be Clark. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
definitely get on the court.
Yeah, Paige.
Also, Cam Brink is a tad bit injury prone.
Yeah, injury prone, foul.
I don't know if I would go for it if I was in the
I would take Camilla too. I would take her as well.
You want to know what's funny?
Might be open. I mean, that might occur.
You want to know what's funny? And this is my we actually moving on to my free agency portion of the topics today. But to y'all point, I think Camilla. And this is the pick. I mean, we got to see. Listen, All-Star break was messy. Yes, let me start there. So I don't know. Listen, they Jackie Young and Melissa Smith already surprised us this year. They both signed back to the Aces where people thought wasn't gonna happen. And then they actually played well with no drama. Oh yeah. So we was like, okay. It's cool. Like this, the Aces. They don't, this is a high class organization. And then All-Star break happens. My point is, I don't know if Melissa stays on the team now or if they ship her out. We'll see. But the only reason why I'm bringing that up is if she is out, a team I could see Camilla going to and contributing and actually playing well and being able to learn from somebody. I think she'll be a good fit on the Aces if Melissa is shipped out.
That's a good point. It's going to be hard to ship out Smith right now because they've got some hurt players that are bigs, I believe, and that's going to make it tough later on.
Yeah, but you getting the 6'7" big, like you swapping that is what I'm saying. But yeah.
But are you going to swap her to Chicago with Deja?
Yeah, because oh shit. You're right. I was about to make a joke about win now, but you're right. They might have to put DJ in that deal, right?
Yeah, you got
that'd be hilarious.
Reverse.
That would be hilarious. You're right about that.
That'd be funny. I would like to see that one actually.
I thought it was curious the names that DJ dropped. It was Aaliyah Nye and Deja Kelly, former players of the Aces who are gone.
Right. That was funny. Did y'all see the live that Melissa Smith did?
I didn't see the live. I think I caught like a quote or two, just kind of calling it out, whatever it was. But
did you see it, Paige?
No, I saw clips. I mean,
okay.
No, I didn't see it. No.
All right, because I was gonna ask, and anybody in the chat, if you saw it, I was just gonna say, like, whose side are you on? Because the original, obviously what originally happened is DJ and they put the post out exposing, her side of the story. And then Alyssa did the live basically saying her side of the story. So I really wanted to see who people thought was right in the situation.
How did Melissa respond? I know she
responded kind of like cool, calm, collected, and sarcastic. So basically she was saying like, yo, like, I ain't come to start no drama. I was just chilling. She was like, everything everybody said was wrong. I didn't see I seen like y'all said, I only saw clips. I ain't watched the whole live. I only saw clips of it like y'all did. But basically the gist of what I saw she was saying, yo, I was just at the club chilling. Like she said, she said I was cool with their relationship because I seen them all year. She said this ain't the first time we seen each other. We've been cool all year. So I don't know why it was a problem tonight or whatever. We were just at the next spot. We went to the next spot, which is the party. And then she did a sarcastic part. She was like throwing little shots, basically saying, like, if you happy, if you happy, why you like, you know what I mean? She was like, I might have cheated on you. You might have cheated on me, but why you exposing shit if you happy? Like she kept like trying to make that point.
Yeah, I think I did see that. I think she said something about Dijonay perhaps cheating. So one of those he said, she said things. So
yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what's amazing: Jackie Young and Alyssa Smith playing together with all that in the background.
Right.
This board, that's impressive.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's pro stuff.
I just feel like they did all this stuff coming up to this point, like to pay us what we deserve and all of that rallying and all that stuff to get a raise and then bring all this BS into the mix. Like, I just want to see basketball. Like, I don't care about the soap opera stuff, but now y'all affecting the money because now people feeling uncomfortable in locker rooms and everything. And they supposed to be putting out a good product.
I disagree with that take, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not saying it's a bad take. I'm just saying the men do it too. So it's like I'm not gonna hold them accountable. Hold on. They do it worse. I'm about to tell you. I'm not gonna hold the women to an accountability. The men now hold to. I was when the Heatles came together, I was rocking with the Pacers because I thought Paul George was going to turn into a superstar, and I thought he was going to be able to knock off the Heatles. It didn't happen. Anyway, I say that to say that you know why that team fell apart, or part of the reason that team fell apart. You remember? You remember?
George, what's his name's son, right?
Huh?
Or when Paul George messing around with
There you go. Nobody daughter. You remember when Roy Hibbert was disappearing in the playoffs, right? He was out there having zero and zero. Well, Paul George was having sex with his wife.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. That's right. I do remember that.
So it happens on, like, you know what I mean? Listen, I don't mean to put nobody business in the street, but this ain't me putting it in the street. This is all public information.
Oh yeah.
Jason Richardson, I think, got a baby with Steve Nash's ex-wife. Or at least have sex, or at least has sex with. But I'm just saying, I'm telling you that hot track to say you can't be too hard on the women if the men doing stuff like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's happening in both leagues.
They've been getting their contracts and their money and all that. You see what I'm saying? They've been
I disagree.
Rich. Paul George. That ain't the only thing. Paul George messing with Doc Rivers' son's girlfriend or his daughter, something like that.
Maybe.
And he had a baby by.
Yeah, but I think that was like a legitimate. I think he cheated on her.
Yeah, he cheated on Doc Rivers.
Rivers,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a porn star, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my point is you can't look at the women and be like, y'all should be carrying yourself like this.
Yes, that's
and then don't have that accountability for nobody else. That's the only part I disagree with. Now, if you saying it's wrong on all sides on all leagues, cool. But you can't look at the women and say, y'all just got y'all money and y'all behaving like this, while other people with the money behaving like that too. You get what I'm saying?
Look, I wasn't talking about the guys. I was talking about the girls when I was talking about. Bro, they wrong too. They wrong too, though. Like, they wrong too.
Brooklyn, to your point about that, so the stud buds and their 72-hour stream, and folks were talking about alleged debauchery and shenanigans that ensued, and as if that doesn't happen at the NBA All-Star break or during Super Bowl week. It's just perhaps they're a little better at managing it, and maybe it's not a big a deal, and we're not talking about it as much because it's not a novelty. It's not brand new. It's not something interesting. So,
Right.
so
Yeah.
I didn't even know about this one. Sports with Dre, Sportsway with Dre Day says Tony Parker was smashing Brent Barry White. That's what I'm saying. Yo, the NBA players, if you understand how they locker rooms is, bro, it's savagery. Shaq, I mean, Gilbert Arenas' wife had sex with Shaq.
That was I mean, now that I think about it, a lot of things happen.
Matt Barnes and who's the coach? Fisher?
Derek Fisher, yeah. But that was after they playing career, though. They was already retired.
Okay.
Yeah, Derek Fisher was he was coaching the Knicks at the
time. Wasn't there something in Seattle with Russell Wilson and there was one of their receivers and somebody's wife? There was something.
I don't know football like I know basketball.
Yeah, there was something very similar, and somebody had to go. And that's the point. To speak to what you guys were just talking about.
Yeah. But I say all that to say we can't put accountability on women that we don't put on nobody else. But let's get back to the topic, which is free agency.
It was a nice segue. We were.
It was. We went left for a little.
You were right. It wasn't really. It wasn't like you showing pictures.
Ain't it crazy how it always causes us to go left?
Hey, listen, man. But hey, listen. It's interesting. As long as the conversation is interesting, we cool. Let me drop the link because I see my brother Mo3 in the chat. You probably want to come up and have a discussion about free agency. So there's a couple people who might be on the move. Let me give y'all the scoop from Annie Constable. Give me 1 second. Y'all can still hear me, right? So I had to click off.
Yeah.
I had to click off. I forgot. All right. Let me paste that here. So like all right. So as you guys know, Kelsey Plum, because I'm sure I'm not the first person breaking. I'm sure you already heard Kelsey Plum is not going to re-sign with the Sparks.
Okay.
And so the Sparks got two choices. They either could find a place for her to go by Sunday, I believe is the deadline, August 2nd, or they can they could lose her for nothing, which from what I understand, that's what they've been doing. You know, they lost, I've heard, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because I heard this from other journalists, they lost Candace Parker for nothing. And then they ended up losing Nneka Ogwumike the first time for nothing. So they have a habit of not doing business. They're doing their business right. And we know they lost their GM already. Mm-hmm. So they have two interim GMs right now operating until the end of the season. So Kelsey Plum is probably going to be dealt someplace by Sunday, August 2nd. It's Sunday, August 2nd?
That's correct.
I think it's Sunday. Sunday, August 2nd. What are you guys' thoughts on where Kelsey Plum may go, could go? To y'all point with the $999,999 contract. What do y'all think is some legitimate, some realistic places for Kelsey Plum?
I got her going to Washington.
Okay.
For draft pick.
Wow.
They are almost $2 million under the salary cap. They could easily absorb that salary and give up none of their players. But I hear the scuttlebutt out there is sending Betts back. I'm not sure I like that so much with what Washington has going on right now. I would want to keep Betts. But that would be my number one choice for her.
You stupid, J-Day. Yeah, we know the infamous Delonte West.
That one I don't know, but I have to Google that.
Well, he just told you Delonte West had sex with LeBron James' mom.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
didn't know
you
that's
must
what
be
he
young
meant.
if you ain't know that. But I'm sorry, but yeah, say what you said again because I missed it. Read it. Dre Day's comment. What you said?
About where I thought
Yeah, about
Plum
Kelsey
could go
Plum. Yeah,
to Washington. They can afford a contract without sending back a return contract or a player, and only need to offer draft capital if the Sparks were open to that sort of trade. One important caveat with the Sparks is they are under new management. They were just part of a purchase deal that I think the group that owns the Dodgers own them now too. So
okay.
there's a lot of turnover, so they might think about things differently. And I think what we can say for sure, they're definitely different people from
Wait,
who
so let
made
me
those.
ask you a question. I'm sorry to cut you off. So you saying Jeannie Buss and the Buss family don't own the Sparks no more?
Nope.
And you saying that if I'm not mistaken, last time I checked, didn't Magic Johnson own the Dodgers?
Yeah, he's part of that ownership group, but he's not like the controlling partner. It's a guy named
Okay.
Mark Walter. So
Okay.
who's really shrewd. You know, they don't play around. You look at how the Dodgers been doing and what they're willing to do with their team. They operate like that. So I anticipate moves on that order. So here, like I saw the names you have on here. I didn't know Agumake was on a 1 year. I knew Plum was, but I know Agumake. I anticipate that perhaps they're going to let Agumake walk if she doesn't want to be there, and they're going to just rebuild, and you rebuild with draft picks.
Right.
So you get Washington's number 1 in the next coming year. I think Washington might be in a position to make a run with Plum over there with them. I don't know if she wants to go there. I don't know if she would want to go there for but half the season, but why not? If you have better prospects there than you would in LA.
Right. So let me ask y'all a question. When it comes to somebody like Kelsey Plum, who's one of the top players, we might even call her superstar in this league, if you trade her and your main goal is draft capital, is one pick enough? Like, how the WNBA work? Like, as far as trade goes, is how does somebody of her caliber normally gets traded? Do y'all remember like previous trades of somebody of her stature and like how many trades went in that deal?
Angel for 2 number 1s. I mean,
Well, no,
that's
Angel is different because one, she's not like at her Plum is like she's supposed to be like she's been in the league for a while, so she's supposed to be like at the top of her game, prime. So that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't compare a trade like Angel and her. It would have to be somebody like if Jackie Young got traded or somebody, you know what I mean? Somebody of her superstardom. As I'm saying, like what is one pick enough? And I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I'm genuinely asking, like, is that a good trade in the WNBA?
I guess what I'm looking at in terms of value, it might be similar. But go ahead, Paige. I'm sorry.
You're good. I don't think so, because the last time Kelsey got traded, wasn't there like a 3-way trade for her?
I think that's correct. I'm gonna check that.
Yeah, but there might be something like that though. But I can see her going to Washington because also Juju's coming out in 27, and I know she probably wants to go to Los Angeles. So if Washington would like to give that pickup that they got from Chicago, that might actually work.
Good point.
Yeah, because they got a number 2 pick.
Yeah, that might be number 1.
So you're right. It could end up being number 1. So that number 1 pick is either going to be Juju, Madison Booker, or Hannah Hidalgo.
Yeah.
So Washington, I could see that. That's a good destination.
Yeah.
It'd be the most seamless. Everybody else has got to get into their roster and maybe move around money to make it happen. 3-way trade, like what Paige says, maybe even 4-way. It get a little messy. So
and to Mo3, you in the chat to Mo3's point, that's one way I could see them making that move and keeping Shakira Austin. You giving up that number 2 pick. You put in another player, maybe a young player, maybe they get somebody they want, like maybe a Cotty McMahon or somebody like that in a deal with a number 2 pick. And then, enough contract. Like you said, three team trades for all the contracts to work, whoever the case may be. They send whoever they need to send. And then Kelsey Plum goes to Washington. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Hot Tracks, on where Kelsey Plum could go? Our tracks, you still with us?
My bad, bro. My Jones was on mute. I like the idea of her going to Washington, man, because they need her over there.
Okay.
I like Washington. Maybe it's because I like Washington. I don't know, but
okay. So we got some more. We got some more rumors. On a hold on, man. My brother Mo3 is on the panel. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me introduce him right here. Everybody, welcome Mo3 to the panel. What's good, Mo3? What's good? You got some thoughts on it? You got some thoughts on this topic? On Kelsey Plum?
The same. I think Washington is not only is it the best fit, I think it's also makes the most sense because of the amount of money they have, capital they have.
Yeah, and that number 2 pick is really what could make it work.
They got a number 2 pick.
Yeah.
From Chicago.
They got Chicago's pick, which is the number 2 pick right now, which could end up being one,
That could be anywhere from 1 to 5. It's not necessarily the 2 pick.
No. Right now is the 2nd pick right now. But what I'm saying is, how
is it the 2nd pick?
Because of the odds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the odds you could still have the worst odds and still get first.
Go to Mo3, go to Tankathon and come back.
I know what you're saying. Going by the odds, but you don't always the highest odds don't always get the highest pick. Sometimes
we said that already though, Mo3.
That's what I'm saying. But
we said based on the lottery, they could end up getting the number 1 pick, right?
Yeah, or they could get the 5. That's what I'm saying. It don't. So I don't like.
I don't think they're going to get 5 with that.
I think it works with 1, and I could be wrong. I think it works with 1 through 3. I don't think it goes all the way to 5.
Nah, it's 5. It's 5. The first 5 is in the lottery.
No, I know you're right. The 5. So the top 5 picks is lottery picks. That's what you're saying. So you're correct. But when you start talking about the lottery, when they do the ping pong balls, they do the top 3 picks. They don't do 1 through 5. So it could be 1, 2, or 3. You understand?
I could have swore they put all 5s.
Nah, it's top 3. But
So then that would make the 4 and 5 not lottery picks then.
No, they are lottery picks, bro.
That's why they call it a lottery, because there's the actual.
All right, so in the NBA, listen, yo, Brody, in the NBA, 14 picks is lottery picks, but they only do ping pong balls for the top 3.
Yep, you're correct, Brooklyn. I'm just looking
now.
At
what happens is this. I think this is what you're saying, Mo3, and this is probably what you're trying to say. In certain Mo is actually right. The odds are lower. That's so what we're saying is okay. I see what Mo is saying. You're right, Mo. Okay. The odds change for the other ones. So you're right. It's a smaller chance for those other picks to jump in the top 3. They just happen so rarely. It's usually 1 through 3 that swaps. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So every once in a while, 14 or 11 or whatever could jump to top 3 or something like that. That just happens so rarely. Like, I wasn't even thinking about that. But you're right. It is a percentage. One of them picks could jump into the lottery.
Yeah.
But usually the picks that change, the picks that you're nervous about is 1 through 3, because what happens is those picks got the same. They got the same percentage.
Yeah, it's like basically a 1 in 3 chance.
Right, exactly. So those picks can flip more often. So I see what you're saying. You actually right on that, Mo3. So somebody else, because we got a few names. We don't just got the names I have on the link. In fact, let's talk about Nneka now, because I don't have her written down here. Do you think? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think LA is going to be able to move everybody by the deadline. So I don't think Nneka gets moved. But if she does get moved, what do you think happens with Nneka, or you think she just stay pat?
Expiring contract. That's that might be attractive. 17 and 9 almost.
Yeah, she could help out. She could help out any team she goes to. Still an all-star big, right?
Yeah.
She made an all-star this year, right? Still an all-star big. She could help. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If we really gonna be honest, it could be anybody from LA because you lose your GM.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I know Ray Burrell is attractive to a lot of teams.
Heard
I know
that.
Derek and
I would
Hamby.
like her, yeah, I would like her too, Ray.
You know what I'm saying? So like let's rephrase the conversation from NECA. Now that we talked about Plum, we already got Plum out the way. Let's rephrase the conversation and then ask about just the LA Sparks in general. Like, what do y'all think? Some teams may be calling LA, like a Ray Burrell on a different team, a NECA on a different team, a De'Eric or somebody like that. Maybe even an Erica Willer, who I think is still an underrated guard in this league. Maybe an Arrow Atkins who could help out on a defense, two-way. What do you guys think about the LA Sparks on this deadline? And certain teams may be calling them like the Valkyrie or the Mystics or the Toronto Tempo. I hear just for y'all knowledge, I hear Toronto because of the injury to Sably is looking for another post player. So like seems like Toronto, just different teams who may be looking to. Teams like Atlanta, teams like the Fever, right? Teams looking to boat maybe a team like Vegas. We just said, there's messiness. Who knows? Who knows what? Maybe they professional and they ignore it for the rest of the season. But I'm just throwing some names out there for you guys to think about. If you think about, okay, I never thought about it, but maybe this player on LA might fit this team, and then the salaries actually work.
Yeah, I think I saw somewhere that Toronto was off shopping around a first-round pick for next year.
Yeah, they are.
Their cap situation this year, they're about $550 underneath the cap right now. So you brought up Sably. If they traded her and a first-rounder for NECA, that would work. I think you can make that work.
Who you said trade who for NECA?
Sably, a first-rounder. And for NECA.
I don't think this, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be wrong on this, but if it's anything like the NBA, I don't think they trade or they can't, because players got to pass physicals. So I don't think they could trade an injured player.
No, and then also it has to match what is it? The salary to salary also.
Yeah, but they have room. They have room underneath the cap to facilitate taking NECA's salary. And that's why I put her in it, because I thought maybe they were more underneath the salary cap to where they could just take her, offer a pick, and away you go. But that won't work. But bringing up the injury aspect, you are correct. If she's injured, I think that's prohibitive. Where you
got to pass a physical to get traded.
Yeah, and that's even if they deem her healthy from the franchise that she's leaving. Oh yeah, she's great. We'll see.
Yeah.
we need her. We need her in the building to find out.
Yeah.
No okey dokes over here. Unless they had something, a little bit of collusion going on.
The demon that said Izzy or Timmy. How does that work? They salaries work, Izzy or Timmy?
Yeah,
Timmy's making $1 million.
Yeah, but if you're Los Angeles, what are you really getting at it? Well, you're getting the pick. You'd have to send Timmy and a first rounder. So that's that. The value is the pick. I don't think the player.
It's the pick. It's definitely the pick.
Not the player. Yeah.
So Izzy, that might not work. She doesn't make enough. Might have a little trouble with that.
And listen, I need MDT. I like somebody that actually do research. I need MDT on the panel all the
time. I appreciate that, guys. Appreciate
Not to say, listen, my panel members are great. It's just that they do everything. They do everything from their head. They don't go to the computer.
I'll tell you what. Here's why. Because you notice I met you on an AR5 adjacent type of channel. If I come over here, I better have something aside from insults or whatever it is, being a Fever fan. And I don't work like that. I got to come with something, that's rooted in.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I will give you, again, like I said, I give you credit because, I got a few Fever fans in the channel, and most of them are good. Like my man Chris, you would like Chris. You actually remind me of Chris. I met my man Chris I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's all right.
Yeah.
But Chris is pretty cool. You would like Chris. But I got a few Fever fans, and you one of them that I feel like got good basketball knowledge. So I will say that. Like, you know.
I'm learning. When I first met you way back when, it was really new. I just was watching. I couldn't really get in the weeds like you guys. Because I was listening to you earlier tonight, and that's what it was. And it's like, well, I better wait a little bit before I come up here to start talking, think about something, and maybe add to the conversation. But I remember that way back when, and I played that back for whatever reason about a week ago, just to kind of remember what I sounded like when I came on.
Yeah,
it was a little much for me. Man. I'd never been on a panel talking about basketball. My first love is professional football. So you can imagine, not only am I trying to talk about basketball intelligently, I'm doing it on an AR5 channel as a Fever fan, one, and then two, there's a lot more to learn.
Well, you do it. Listen, I'm an honest guy, man. You do a good job.
I appreciate it. I'll keep doing it.
Give yourself some credit. You do a good job.
Well, I'll tell you what, I like adding to the conversation. And I think that was the point that I was making, that just coming up here and just saying mean and nasty comments, never been my style. And I don't do that, but I know that's a thing on both sides of this, of wherever you're at on the women's basketball spectrum, if you know what I mean. People do that stuff. And that's not how I do it, because I don't think it helps. I don't think you can have really, really good discussions with people who don't agree on things if we're willing to say, hey, yeah, I don't have to agree with you, but I get your point. And I think that's sort of the goal. And I think that works. And I'll tell you, and I'll say this, I'd been hanging out with Bro Claude, obviously Juju, much more cordial over here than over there on the CC Slurp sites, because that stuff can get a little vicious, a little misogynistic, a little chauvinistic, a little homophobic. And I don't have a lot of tolerance for that.
Racist. You can say it.
Yeah. I mean, no races. I don't like that stuff. And it's just like sometimes par for the course. And I never see that over here. So
that's a fact. I'm gonna be honest with you again, and that's the one thing that annoys me about this women's basketball space, and more specifically, a lot of those Clarkies. Because what happens is this: I honestly don't be wanting to have those types of conversations, but then they bring them to me, and then I'm gonna double down. Soon as you bring it to me, I'm gonna give it right back. I'm gonna give you the same medicine. So what happens is when I'm in these comments, I'm just as nasty to them as they are to me. But that's never my intention, right? My intention is, like you said, I'd rather just talk about basketball if that's what the conversation is. But soon as people start to cross that line, then I'm gonna take it to hell. But let's move on. Another name that's being mentioned is Alana Smith to Phoenix. Mo3 Hot Shots. What you guys think about Alana Smith to Phoenix?
She need to get up off them wings.
Wait, you mean the honey pepper wings or the?
She needs to be arrested for highway robbery.
I don't think it's highway robbery. I just think that Cheryl Reese is just a really, really good coach at hiding people a lot of the time.
Man, that's gonna be tough.
That's a great point. That was cold, Paige. That's a great point.
It's not highway robbery.
So you saying that Cheryl Reese made her look good to the rest of the league?
Yeah, Cheryl Reese is just that good as a coach.
I think that's part of it, and I think that everyone already knows that. But you don't go from being a defensive player of the year to being arguably the worst big in the league.
Yeah.
True.
But correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't been paying attention. I just heard this today, literally, because of the broadcast. And she hurt because the way they was talking about her was like she got to come back and work her way back. So did she just come off and like she had some type of injury or something?
Recently, I don't recall what it was, but she's been dealing with injuries the whole season.
Yeah, she gets injured like every 5 games. She's injured.
Got you. See, the funny thing, I'm about to say, to your point, the only one I know about is because she had to put that mask on early in the season. I think she got elbowed or something in the face, but that's the only one I know about. I haven't been paying attention.
That's what started it, and I just looked at the numbers. She's on a multi-year max. That might be the hardest contract to move based on these numbers. It would be really tough. Phoenix, That would be a problem for them if they try to take that on.
But I'm kind of joking with the highway robbery thing because even if they wanted to, they couldn't pay her too much less because she qualified, because she was a defensive player of the year. She qualified for the max.
Yeah, she's locked in for 2 more years of contract money, so it's going to make it real difficult to move her.
Got you. Do me a favor though, MDT. I'm real particular about my sound. So when you type it and you try to look up
I'm sorry.
information, now you good. Just mute your mic because when people
Okay.
watch it on the playback, they can hear it.
Yes.
So I appreciate you looking stuff up, but I don't want that to be like my, people listening, trying to relax and all they hear is tap, 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 they
I
hear.
got it.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
annoys me too. I'm sorry.
Now you good, brother. You good. So we got so everybody. That's how everybody feel. Everybody got their thoughts out on Lana Smith. What you think, Hot Tracks?
No,
It's Hot Tracks.
I agree. It's just going to be hard. I agree.
Got you. What's your thoughts, Paige, on Alana Smith to Phoenix?
That's just hard. I don't know if she'll be that successful there in Phoenix, really, to help them in that type of way, though. But I mean, it'll be good for Dallas, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So,
Would you
also,
trade Alana Smith for maybe a Mo Billings?
In theory, that might sound good, but we don't have the cap room. And
Yeah.
I'm just looking at Alana Smith's recent injury timeline. So May, an illness. I don't know what it was. It's undisclosed. The nasal fracture that Brooklyn said a moment ago in May. Concussion protocol in June. And then recently is a right leg injury. Not specific to what it is. They call it a lower right leg issue like they always do with a lot of leg injuries in the league. Very unspecific. So.
All right. So they also got Benijah Laney Hamilton is on the trading block.
Ooh.
That one could work. Let me look.
Which I thoughts on Benijah Laney Hamilton, and what do y'all? With some teams I think she could help, because this is somebody who won a championship.
Help Atlanta.
She could. I thought that she could help Atlanta. She's just somebody who won a championship. So, what's you guys' thoughts? Benijah Laney Hamilton.
On a 1 year, $400,000 contract. Let's see, Atlanta. That might work.
Cheap.
Yeah.
That's somebody on the bench we might use.
Yeah, another veteran. Somebody. By the way, y'all may notice or y'all may not notice, but she's like related in some way. I forgot which way, but she's related to what's the girl name in Chicago that left LA? I know I'm talking. Yeah, Rakia. Yeah, Rakia Jackson.
Did not know that.
I forget which way. It's like God, so I forget. But they somehow related to something.
Yeah, I like him. Benijah there.
Okay, Benijah to Atlanta. I like it. But if it is Benijah to Atlanta, who does Atlanta give up?
That's what I was thinking.
Gotta give something to get something. Is Pow Pow out the door? Who's out the door?
Who do you think they want Pow Pow though?
Kone.
Oh,
Sika Kone.
yeah, Sika.
Sika Kone out the door.
Yeah, Sika. There you go.
That's if Liberty needs another big. Now we got a Liberty fan in the chat. So hey, do you want me to, Dre? You want to come up for this one topic? This is your team, or you can tell us in the chat. It's up to you. We got a Liberty fan to tell us like, and Benijah's not part of the rotation right now. So
Aaliyah
Nye's injuries also.
yeah, I think she's injured right now. That's correct.
Right. So is Pow Pow for that matter. Pow Pow's injured right now.
Oh, wow.
190 in cap room. So if you send that and a player straight across, I don't know if you get there because we're over halfway the season.
If it's not Atlanta though, What's the team? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think Atlanta's gonna make that trade. If they
Well, I
do,
heard
great.
Fever. I've heard
Oh,
that,
okay,
but we can't make those numbers work without sending somebody back,
No.
and even then it might be tough. So I've heard that.
What about for the Fever? If you want that, couldn't you try to trade maybe Timpson? But never. No,
we're not trading Timpson.
that's what I was thinking. Never mind.
Y'all need her.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so another fun name y'all gonna love on the block, and this is somebody who I thought needed to be traded at the beginning of the season because I'm tired of her not getting the love she deserved or the minute she deserved. But Anissa Murrow is on the block. What's your thoughts on Anissa Murrow? Where can she go?
That one is very attractive to
I like Seattle.
teams.
Me personally, I like Seattle. Pit her back up with Flauja. What's your thoughts on that?
No.
Is there history there, Paige? Is that why you don't like that?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's fine. I don't mind it. What's your thoughts though? Like, where would you say, Paige? Well, anybody got an idea? Mo3. Like, what's your thoughts on?
Oh,
where Anissa Murrow
what
could go?
about Anissa wouldn't she do well in either Toronto or Portland? I feel like
Anissa do well anywhere. So yeah, I'm not mad at both of those. I'm not mad at either one of those. Let me see. Which one do I like better?
Anissa's a forward. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah, she's 6'1".
a 3.
6'1".
So she could play 3. She could play 3 or small ball 4.
Yeah.
Man, if we could make the numbers work, she would be ideal in Indiana.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
that's
that
what
for
I
you
was
guys.
gonna say. Give them Lexi and get her over there.
No.
We'd have to give
They won't
Connecticut
know.
a pick. We'd have to give them a pick on top of it. They'd be robbing us, as you guys would say.
Another reason why I was saying Seattle, even though Paige don't like it, is because right now they best small forward. I believe I'm not, I don't watch them as much. But is Jordan Horston, right? She's starting for them, right?
I think that's correct.
So I think I like Anissa better as a starter than Jordan Horston, me personally, because Jordan can't shoot. At least Anissa will give you something on the offensive end. Jordan is a great defender. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That would be a seamless trade. They have the cap space, so if it's just about a pick.
Yeah, I can see that too.
And then you get Flauja and Anissa back. They gonna TikTok it up, LSU it up.
But I was also thinking you can still get like a good 3-and-D in this draft class also that might turn out to be better, to be honest, like a Booker or somebody like that.
True. Even though,
That
but you talking about Madison Booker?
Yes.
You mean 2-and-D?
2-and-D, yeah. Or 3. She could play the 3.
No, I mean when you say 3-and-D, you mean like somebody who shoot the 3 and play defense. So I'm like, be a mid-range shooter. So you mean 2-and-D?
I mean, Madison could shoot the 3 a little bit.
No, she can. She a good shooter, but she definitely love that mid-range. I tell you.
Yeah, she loves that mid-range. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, that might not work out because Flauja likes the mid-range too.
Yeah.
Gonna have to switch that.
Look at that.
Mid range is what win championships.
True.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
That's everybody. That's everybody thoughts on Benija. Any other thoughts for Benija?
If we could make the numbers work, we'd take her in Indiana.
Going back, I thought we was on Anissa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Any more thoughts on Anissa? Thank you.
That should be more discussed in terms of value because she's on a cheap multi-year still.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. It seems to me it's like all plum right now that all the headlines. But Morrow, I think there's more value there for her in terms of what you get for what you're paying.
Right.
Selfishly, I want her to stay though, so she could be in Houston. But that's just me.
I wouldn't blame you for that either. I think that's a player you want to keep.
The way she just went off the other day, even though they lost, she went crazy. Maybe
Yeah.
they rethinking that.
Yeah, she didn't make your list.
You said she made my list?
She didn't make your list, so she's not on the headliners here. So maybe you know something, Brooklyn.
No, so I can't put everybody like when I put these graphics. If I put every name on that, it's just gonna look like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like it's gonna look like a paragraph. So that's why I just put a few names up there and said et cetera. But it's a whole bunch of these are names from Annie Constable. You know what I mean? So these are just the names that's on a trade rumor right now. Like these are people that's being discussed for being traded. So who actually get traded and who don't, we'll see. You know what I mean? But
going to Golden State.
Yeah, they lost tonight, because Gabby was out. I'd be a little bit concerned. Let me look at that.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see her in Golden State. Again, for who? But I could see her in Golden State.
I can see it too, yeah.
Oh, they're in worse cap trouble than the Fever, if you can believe that.
Oh, wow.
They're 128,000 over the limit right now.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's Joe Lacob. He don't care about spending. He'll spend as long as he wins. As long as he wins, he don't care.
That's funny.
They selling all them games out over there.
Yeah. So I've heard Plum. I know we talked about it already, but I've heard I heard
Plum to Golden State as well.
What are you doing to make that work?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, who do you trade? What do you trade? What? I was thinking that as well.
Yeah, they're gonna have trouble. They're gonna have to give somebody up. I've heard Chen's name out there.
She doesn't have that.
Why we talking about
value like that?
Word, Chen. I see her name out there too. To MTT's point, but I don't listen. We don't need to be mentioned no Chen with the same likes and no Kelsey Plum. Like, stop it.
Yeah, in terms of like,
I was mad. Listen, I was the one on record a few years ago, saying that because they was talking about Shiny and Sellers was supposed to go to the Sky at the time.
Oh my god!
So I was the one that's saying, that I didn't want to see on my Sky, but I was also upset that Caitlin Chen made the team over her. I'm like, how the hell she made the team over Cheyenne Sellers? Like, that don't make sense. I was like, all right.
Yeah, but to be fair though, Chen has been balling though.
That's correct.
To your point, she has. That's why I don't be saying nothing. But in my mind, I'm like, how the hell?
That's what happened. She outplayed her.
Yep.
All right.
She was playing better than her.
I feel you. So another name that's on the trading block that, again, this is my personal opinion. I don't think she should be moved. Right? I think that's, you don't move somebody that's talented. But Nafisa Collier was called by the Minnesota Lynx, and she possibly could walk. Right? She'd be a free agent. She possibly could walk. So in the media, they asking, is the Minnesota Lynx thinking about moving her or not? So she's another name that's actually, out in the rumor mill. So what do you guys think about Nafisa Collier?
So hold on. So they can't core her anymore, you said?
Nope.
I'm not even 100% sure. I was surprised to see her name.
Because if they could call her, she ain't going nowhere.
No, I think they called her already. I don't think they could call her again.
They can't core her.
Right. And I think a lot of people were saying they did that because they thought she was going to leave last year.
Yeah, it was already a conversation.
You're right. And so now they saying that Minnesota probably should trade her now or lose her for nothing. But for me personally, I don't know everything. I don't hear everything. I haven't heard where she has an issue with the organization though. So I thought she was happy in Minnesota from what I thought, but maybe somebody knows something I don't. Maybe, she's not happy there.
Man.
I don't think in my opinion, I personally don't think they should move her. That's me. But what do you guys think?
I agree. I don't think she's moving either. I think Olivia really helps that team out a lot. So
Yeah.
We could look. We could take her in Atlanta.
You giving up something, something you
Yeah,
don't want to give up.
We could send Howard over.
Yo, Howard be. Oh my goodness, bro.
Dre Day stupid. Dre Day talking about they not taking black players in Poland.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
But listen, y'all got it. Listen, I'm an Atlanta Dream fan. We know you a Fever fan, MDT.
Yeah.
We got to stop trying to send everybody to our teams. I get it. Some people could go to it's 15 teams in the league. Some people could come to our teams, but they could go to other teams. Every name we get to, yo, she could go to the Fever. Oh, nah, she could go to Atlanta. Like, we got to stop doing
That's a great point. And I was just looking over the particulars with a proposed Nafisa Collier move. Only a few teams could absorb that contract just outright. And they're all bad. So, and I think I was watching the game tonight, or was it yesterday? And they were talking about this. And they asked Cheryl Reeve, and she's apparently known as somebody who's a shrewd personnel person. So, and I don't know if they quoted her, but the person who interviewed her got the idea from her that they exceeded expectations even with Collier out because of Olivia Miles' play this year. And I think that sort of changes the conversation on whether you're willing to at least consider or entertain a move to send her someplace. So I don't think they're out of line for doing that, but I am with you guys. I don't see a scenario where she moves, especially if she thinks she can win. She doesn't have a championship. Is that correct, guys?
Yes, you're right.
She don't have
that. Berkeley was just talking about Atlanta and Indiana, but how many landing spots are going to give you a better chance than Minnesota right now, currently?
Right.
All right. So we were just talking about Toronto, and we was actually talking about the Mystics the other day on my channel, and a lot of people were saying that they want Shakira to stay in Washington, understandably so. So now my question is this to the panel. We just talked about Toronto, and Toronto is trying to shop picks for a big. Now, we know Lauren Betts was just drafted to Washington, but if you have a good Bitcoin Kiki already, you have Shakira, and you're not trying to move off on any of them, right? What about Lauren Betts going to Toronto and being reunited with Kiki?
That is very interesting. They're in the lottery if they make that trade because of where Toronto's currently positioned. Toronto gets their big that they're looking for if they're interested in Betts.
And Washington gets a pick.
It gets to maybe a couple, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, to whatever it is. Oh my! And then, yeah, I could see that. I could see something like that going down.
I could see that. But Washington has so many picks as it is.
Yep. And at some point, to your point, Paige, it's good to have a bunch of assets, but at some point, once your players start to mature, you want to kind of like get rid of those picks and start to because to your point earlier, if Kelsey Plum comes to Washington, then you ask Washington, because right now Washington don't have a timeline. But if you ask Kelsey Plum to come to Washington, all of a sudden Washington got to grow up really fast. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And there's another potential issue that Washington might end up facing that your team is likely to deal with next year. Earlier on in the live, I was talking about Angel being possibly eligible for one of those Epic contracts. Well, it could also manifest itself there in Washington, and that just changes the whole dynamics and the conversation of how you're managing your salary cap.
Right.
And so, in effect, yeah, long term, maybe the Betts deal to Toronto is more attractive. But if Kiki or Citron or Austin make a first or second team All Pro, we're having a different conversation. And
We don't even got to say if it's somebody like Citron. We know she's gonna do it. Kiki, I think, will also do it.
Yeah,
then
I
you're in
just
real
said that.
trouble. If you got two of them, you got to try sign. So, they might be in win now mode right now, anticipating that. So maybe
And
the plum trade is better. Maybe it is.
And then, again, this is just, we don't, this is just speculation or fantasy talk right now. But just imagine winning a championship in college and then being put on the same team with the two best players from that team trying to figure out how to win in the league together too. So that's just,
Yeah. If I'll say this, a bit of a declarative statement. If Washington isn't working the phones right now, there's something wrong with their front office. But wait a minute, didn't they fire their GM or quit or something?
Yeah, they fired their GM.
Yeah.
So right now, I believe the coach, Sidney Johnson, is his name Sidney, right? Sidney Johnson, I believe.
Yeah.
He's acting in both roles right
He
now.
better be burning up the phones.
Yo, Sidney Johnson is a fool, man. Hey,
I don't know if I trust
did y'all
Sydney
see?
on the phone.
Oh,
He's probably calling Brooklyn right now. Hey, who are you talking to? Who do you know?
What you were saying, Mo?
I saw this video. I don't know if it's AI or not, but Sidney Johnson be clowning in the locker room with them girls. They went. It was the game after. I forgot what team. I think it was maybe the New York game when they did the comeback win when Citron hit that buzzer beater.
Yeah, he went when he started wilding out.
Yeah, he was wilding out in the locker room. It was hilarious. I'm like, man, look at this dude. He's a big ass old kid.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
All right, so another person we could talk about. This is not from no source. This is from me, and this is just how I feel. And Sydney Teller from the Chicago Sky, right? I feel like if Chicago is smart, which I don't think Chicago is smart, but I feel like if Chicago is smart, you don't trade Sydney Teller, right? You find a way to keep her. You find a way, and even if you're Sydney Teller, in my opinion, you never know if the grass greener on the other side, right? So if I'm her, I want to stay because everything is working for me right now. I'm having an amazing season, and if I'm Chicago, I want to keep her and I want to re-sign her. She's a bright spot. She's a diamond. That's me, and that's if you got smart people in the office. But you have Jeff P, who wants to win now, right? And when you start talking about winning now, you're not talking about young players. So Jeff P I'm not saying he will, because the smartest thing to do is the keeper, like I just said, but he may be looking to make some moves. So if somebody and to me, the best piece, if I'm looking to do a trade with Chicago, I'm looking at either Skylar Diggins, I'm looking at either Camila Cardoso or Sydney Teller. Those are the three people I'm looking at. And Sydney might be the most attractive just because of the contract and everything and the production. So if Sydney Teller gets traded or she's on a trading block, what team do y'all see Sydney Teller being able to help?
The Aces.
I agree, but the only reason why I wouldn't say the Aces only because they just got to Nia Lotson, and I feel like they'll be playing the same position. But that's a good pick too. The Aces. If they didn't have Tanai Lotson, I could see that. But I think they'd be playing the same. And the Aces ain't gonna play too many young players.
No, they don't.
There's only one, and you only get a couple of minutes. Like we still ain't seen what's her name, the power forward they drafted earlier. We still ain't see her all yet.
Or Janiyah Barker, yeah.
Yeah, Janiyah Barker. We still ain't see her yet. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that. But that's a good point though. Okay.
Golden State, but I think Chicago would be fools to move off of her. But they're going to have a problem next year. She's going to be a reserved Oh no, they're not. That's not what that means. Never mind. They'll be okay because they're going to have her rights next year too. So she's going to be a cheap player for them in terms of what they have to pay her for her production. So they would be fools to try to include her in any sort of trade package, just based on how she's played and produced this year for them.
Yeah, and I don't think Jeff, even if he wanted to, I don't think he could do it because that's the only bright spot. Every other move he's made has turned out to be trash.
I agree, but
that's
you
the
got
only one.
Mo. Keep in mind, me and you are thinking like what a GM supposed to do, but this is somebody who, quote unquote, wants to win now. You get what I'm saying? So he's thinking better. This is somebody who traded Soya Citron for. You get what I'm saying? Like he's thinking like, oh, I need that veteran.
Yeah, I need
even
Sheldon.
Even if the veteran come there don't do nothing, like this is the Jeff P we talking about. But I agree with you both three.
That's the only thing you could look to be like, see, I did something. So I don't think that he can. Like 2 years and he hasn't done nothing. So heck no.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that would be tough. There'd be a mutiny in that city if that happened.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah,
that would be disastrous.
All right, so the last name I got for y'all is Skylar Diggins, which I don't think she's going to get traded by this point because her contract is just too big. But, you know, we already know what happened with Courtney Vandersloot early in the season. Courtney Vandersloot got healthy in a remarkable or miraculous. I know the word I'm trying to say. I can't say
Miraculous.
it right now. Thank you. Skylar Diggins got hurt, which I do believe she was like in pain, but or you know was dealing with something. But I think she probably could have played through it, in my opinion. But I think she shut it down because of that situation and say, you know what, y'all don't have facilities here and things of that nature. Y'all don't have the things I need. I'm gonna just get healthy. Like I'm gonna just sit and get healthy. Which instead of playing through the injury, that's my opinion. Again, I don't know that to be a fact. That's what I think happened. But anyway, we know she did lose her starting job, and we know she came out on social media and said what she said. You know, she's been good. She's been quiet. So we know she wasn't too happy about it, but she decided to be professional. So again, she's making $1 million. She has a large contract, and it's not many places. To your point, MDT, that probably can absorb that contract or where she can go. So that's why I don't think she'll be traded. But if she can be traded, what do y'all think Skylar could go?
Phoenix. Wasn't she already there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Skylar been a lot of places already, though.
I was about to say Phoenix too.
Yeah, I like Phoenix too, but she's been a lot of places. Though. There ain't many places she can go where it won't be a reunion.
Yeah. Maybe that Diana Taurasi stuff is, water of the bridge. So maybe we can work
Right.
something out.
I mean, Phoenix is looking for help, obviously.
Yeah, she's got a multi-year, so that doesn't help as far as moving her quickly without some other pieces. But
What about the Sparks?
yeah, well, now you're giving up, so you got to send people back.
Yeah.
So maybe you're throwing Wheeler in there. Oh, yeah, okay. And you have to throw in somebody else too.
Mm-hmm.
What you on sports? You on sports tracks?
Her hoop stats.
Okay, they got a trade thing.
Yeah, I've been on that, right? And so, you mentioned that earlier today, and I kind of played around with it, and maybe it's just how I do this, but I'm eyeballing it, and it seems to be a little quicker than what that does because you have to input players and this and that. But some of these are so close to the numbers that you can just see by watching that they wouldn't line up the way that you would want it to. So I can readily see here, for instance, with the Sparks, if you took Diggins, so you said Diggins to Paige, you said Diggins to Sparks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they got $86,000 in cap room. Remember, this stuff is prorated too, so that stuff could change. So Wheeler makes 625, and Jayun Park makes 270. So maybe something like that, just as an example. But to answer your question, Brooklyn, I'm on herhoopstats.com. I'm just looking at like everybody team cap numbers per player in a list.
Got you. Listen, the Demon Knight. You gotta listen. I agree with you, but we don't run the team. Jeff P does, and he's somebody who trade young to get old.
Well, let's see who's older than Diggins. So
right.
That would mean like where he's calling up the son and say, "Hey, what do you want for Griner?"
Right. He wants veterans. He's gonna trade his young players for veterans. We've seen that. He's traded Angel, he's traded, you know what I mean? He's traded picks.
Yeah.
Like he's trading. So as much as I'm with you guys, I was a Chicago Sky fan last year. I wanted young players, right? He didn't want to do that. I'm the type of person that understands. I'm not the type of person that's going to keep fighting with somebody who's doing. So I get who Jeff P is at this point. If y'all want to, maybe he changed his mind. Maybe I'm wrong. Everybody can change. Maybe he realized. But last time I heard him talk, he said the words "win now." So I don't think so.
He might be on the trade block himself.
Right.
He might be a half a step from a pink slip.
Right. But I listen, everything Mode 3 said, I agree with. Everything you said, I agree with Demon that. But we not running the team.
So just to be a little funny here, so they can't do the Griner trade. They don't have the cap space.
Listen, Griner's good where she's at anyway because she want to go to Houston, right?
Well, she's on a 1 year, so she might not be making the trip. You know what I mean?
That is true.
True.
That is because if you draft Juju and everybody else, you know what I mean? If you don't fit with Juju, then we don't need
Griner, as much as she's playing, she's on a payback deal for time served.
Basically.
I almost feel bad. That's the last of the names I got. So we can just talk about whatever y'all want before we wrap the show up. But I almost feel bad for Juju at this point because if she get drafted, because everybody saying that everybody taking for Juju, if she goes to Connecticut or Houston, at that point it'll be Houston. Who's she playing with?
That's why I was trying to keep Anissa at Connecticut for as long as I can.
Because we about to have Juju go there and just be like,
Just
she's about to be upset.
Well,
can't nobody shoot.
True, but they're gonna get all new players, so they're not gonna keep that roster. That's what I heard.
Paige is correct. I'm looking at their roster right now in terms of the dynamics. They've only got 2 significantly high-paid contracts here, with Griner at 1.19 and with Burke at $1 million. The next highest is Olivia Dota at 735, and she's playing.
Oh my god!
But everyone else not terribly expensive, so this might be an attractive destination in Houston next year, in addition to possibly getting that #1 pick, as you mentioned, Brooklyn.
We'll see, because they got a whole bunch of young players on that team, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But yeah, I know I'm not expecting Juju to come into no powerhouse team, but I would like to see her come into like something that you could build upon. You get what I'm saying? Like I would like a nice foundation. So hopefully they figure that out. They can't figure it out this year, so hopefully they figure it out next year. I'm not a huge fan of that coach.
That coach is not going to be there next year.
He's gone.
Yeah,
he's gone.
Yeah,
I already know who's pretty much for Houston, but I'm not going.
Yeah, he's got another job lined up already.
Okay,
in Europe or something.
Thank God for that. I can't wait to find out, Paige. There's some players there I like though. It's just not many of them. Like I think Layla Lacan is an underrated young player.
Yeah,
I think
like Layla
because she's from overseas, so I think a lot of people overlook her a lot. So I like her. Sanaya Rivers, I like, but the problem with Sanaya, I feel, is again, I don't feel like it's the right offense for her, right? Because she's an athletic big guard, but they don't have her like they should have her playing like a downhill, getting to the rim type of game, getting to the line. I feel.
I agree.
Yeah, so I think she'll be better in that aspect. We already know Anissa Murrow, she's gonna fit in any situation. So you just let her play. I think the problem with her is she just don't get minutes, or the minutes been inconsistent with her. But when she get minutes, she plays well with the minutes she gets. And then also some of the pieces there is not bad. It's just that I think it's too many of the same pieces, so they don't help each other, right? Because Olivia Nelson and Dota is a solid big backup big, whatever you want to call her. She's not bad, right? But she's not like that team don't have like a go-to player, so she don't really stand out in that group of players. And then you have what's the Miller chick? I forget her name. Diamond Miller. You have Diamond Miller. You have Diamond Miller. You have Anissa Murrow, right? Aaliyah Edwards, and then even to some extent, like I said, Layla Lacan and Sanaya Rivers. None of them space the floor for each other. They all solid, like they all athletic. They long, big, kind of athletic guards, so that's good. But they need more floor space and some more shooting on that team. So when I just dropped Juju into that, it just seemed like, damn, like she ain't gonna have no spacing. But
No, it's gonna be very tight.
yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens next year. Who leaves, who stays, but I just think about that team if they get Juju, just what it would look like personnel wise, and right now it don't look too good. That's all. But
that's going to be an attractive destination, in my opinion. They're going to be able to offer multi-year maxes beginning next year if they wish. So if you're somebody who originates from that area, that could work. That could work and start something new. I assume they're going to go back to the same name. They're going to be the Comets. Has everybody heard that? That would, it's going to be a nice story. Going to be in Texas, no state tax.
We'll see. Hopefully they do it right, because you got a lot of comments that's still around. I'm not sure. And forgive me for asking this. Is Tina Thompson still with us? Because I don't be seeing her. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to be rude if she wasn't. But you have, I'm seeing Cynthia Cooper now a lot more, right? We obviously been seeing Cheryl Swoops. So, hopefully they do something, and I'm sure they will. I'm sure they already probably have talks and things are going on. That they're gonna do the reminders of the, the comments and different things like that. And hopefully they involved and stuff like that. And I hope you're right, MDT, as far as like that being a destination, because
new ownership.
Because usually with young teams, you don't see people. Listen, Juju is Juju, but she's still a rookie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So usually with young teams, you don't really see the, people looking to, they want you to kind of grow a little bit before they sign. But we'll see what happens with that. We got a whole college season and all that stuff to worry about. So I'm not worried about that. And to be honest with you, we probably all feel the same way. Listen, I miss Juju, man. So it's gonna be good to see her play this year. Hopefully, we don't even know if she's coming out, right? A lot of players take that extra year. So we'll see if she even coming out. But I miss Juju. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun year even in college, segueing. Because I think another team that's being slept on in college, and you guys tell me what you think, or I don't even know if y'all been or even like followed the team or been paying attention, but I kind of like the Gators.
You like Florida?
Yeah, I think I might be a fan of the Gators next year. I might. That's not gonna be my main team. I'm not saying that, but I think I'm gonna be watching them, a fan, because I like what they did with the people that they brought in
from the portal. I didn't follow them that much in the portal this year.
So you could go on IG and then just pull it up and see. But they brought in Keomi McMillan,
Oh yeah.
They brought in the other guard that played at Penn State with called me, the white girl. I forget her name, but she's a shooter.
Yeah.
And then they brought in like some other players too. They seem pretty good. So, and then that coach is a coach who played. I think she played in college with Don Stelly, the coach that they have. Her and Don Stelly played together in college. So I'm just excited. I'm excited to see that team come together. I'm a huge Kiyomi McMillan fan. I know her history. I know she has baggage, right, and all of the things. But girl's still talented. You know what I'm saying? So
True.
for them to be in the SEC, which is what I like about them, they in the SEC conference. And sometimes you gotta, like I told y'all, when the Heatles came together, I was rocking with the Pacers because I wanted to see the Heatles get taken down. Sometimes you gotta rock with an underdog. You get what I'm saying? So this is more like an underdog story to me. That I'm like, yo, this is kind of reminiscent of that. It's like, yo, maybe this could be a team to make some noise. I'm not expecting them to win the championship or nothing like that, but to see their growth, right? To see their growth and to see what they could do in the SEC with a talented coach and some talented players, it'd be interesting. I seen Kiyomi McMillan in Penn State and what she did. I seen her at Rutgers and what she did. So now I want to see her in the SEC where it matters over here. The same way when the coach for, I believe it's Kentucky, the coach for Georgia Amore coach.
Yeah.
Same way when he came over from West Virginia. You know what I mean? He came over to SEC. So I like that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see how you can win over here in this conference. Same thing. I want to see how the Gators do. Sometimes you got to take it if you really good at what you do. Sometimes you got to take a team from the bottom and build them up. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So that's what I'm interested in seeing.
I also like Notre Dame's roster. They got a good one.
That's really my team for real. I like Notre Dame.
Their freshmen are looking. I
Yeah.
like their freshmen.
What's a girl named something Rose that they bought in?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
Rose. I can't think of the first name. But yeah, that backcourt should Juju. That team should be more talented than last year's team. You know what I mean?
agree.
So I really want to see what Hannah do this year in the tournament. It was a couple players that I wanted to come play with her. They didn't, they went to other schools, but I like the roster they put together. And I really like Mia Ivy as the coach. The team that's gonna struggle this year is UCLA.
Hey, you lose everyone.
They lost everybody, right? So now we're going to see what Sienna Betts could do. And I think they picked up Addie Brown, if I'm not mistaken, from yeah. And then I forgot this one. She went to a weird team. Where did the star from Iowa State? I forget her name. The big girl.
Oklahoma State.
She went to Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. Okay, so she playing with Chavez.
No.
Oh no, that's Oklahoma.
That's Oklahoma.
Right, she went to Oklahoma State. You did. That's why I didn't understand that. I was like, why she did that?
Because she got a big bag. Because they got a billionaire back in their NIL over there. That's why.
Oh, she went for the money? Okay.
She got a big bag.
I guess I could understand that. I guess I could understand you going for the money. Because I was like, why she went there?
Yeah, well, they're Oklahoma State. They're 1-1 with these NIL bags. They paid a quarterback to go there, and then all of a sudden he's ineligible because he was gambling too much. So,
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So he ruled ineligible, and he's trying to figure it out what he's going to do with his life. But I think he doesn't have to give the money back, or at least a portion of it doesn't have to. So, I suppose.
That's crazy.
But that's why she went there. Nice bag.
All right, well, I appreciate you guys. That's the show. You guys had some good points on these topics. I appreciate you guys for helping me navigate through the rumor mill. I'm probably gonna do another show talking about similar things like this on Friday. What's today? Today's what, Wednesday? On Thursday. I'm sorry.
Thursday, yeah.
On Thursday. On Wednesday. Oh no, Friday. I'm sorry, I go live Friday. Yeah, on Friday because the trade deadline is on Sunday. So I'll probably do one more show where we talk. If it's more news, we'll see. If it's more news that come out, then we'll talk about it. If not, I'll have some other good topics on the panel. But I appreciate everybody who came to the panel today. Shout out to Jonathan Gonzalez. Shout out to Hot Tracks, Mo3, MDT, MD3. Stick around, man. Don't make, you know what I mean? YouTube page. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all come back to the panels. Also, just to let everybody know, I just crossed the finish line, or I'll be crossing the finish line soon to be monetized. So I'm probably I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it. Or maybe I'll still do lives like this, but I'm gonna probably try to focus more on pre-recorded shows. So I'll be looking to do a panel. So I'm gonna try to get you guys contacts. In fact, YouTube actually has a direct messenger thing now. You guys familiar with that?
I've seen it. And
Yeah.
in Brooklyn, I would love to be a regular on your panels. So that would be,
yeah, definitely reach out to me if y'all can.
Idea, because I prefer that. I mean, I'll watch your stuff, but I do like to come in and give a little instead of just staying in comments. And I understand why folks got to move in that direction. But I do enjoy coming up and just saying, hey, this is my perspective. This is what I think. Here's what I got to back up what I'm saying. Let's have a conversation. I really, really enjoy that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually just posted it. Can y'all click that link? Because that's the link. If y'all click that link, then I put it in a private chat. Y'all see the private chat?
Yeah, I just did it.
If you click that link, you should be able to send me a message on YouTube, and then I can keep you posted on like how I do my panels and stuff like that. If you're interested, so I'm probably gonna move to more pre-recorded shows. I'm saying probably because this is all new. This is all new for me. I don't know how my audience prefers to see me. Right now, I know with lives, I get pretty good lives. If I start doing pre-recordeds and it's successful, then great. That's what I want to take. So maybe I do pre-recorded shows and people prefer, you know what I mean? You never know how the audience prefers you, or whatever the case may be. But my goal is to try to do pre-recorded shows, kind of like all the other shows we see, like the Goodfellows and the, I can't think of all the names off the top of my head, but I know all the other shows in this space that do like a 60-minute show, or whatever the case may be, that they know athletics and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to do something like that.
Yeah. I think that would be good. I think that would be good. But I'm gonna be a regular checking your stuff out, even if you don't do lives, that sort of thing. But I do enjoy this part coming up, here and there, whatever it is, regular. I like it. So
I appreciate it. Like I said, y'all was all great. Paige and I always appreciate her on the panel. MDT, this is your first time coming to my channel. I always appreciated your takes on Broadcast channel, so I appreciate you coming to my channel. I didn't even know you were there. I didn't even know you were there.
It's always a great experience, and he's been a great host especially for me. There's not a lot of fever guys that go up on here, and then they've been getting really selective lately and I get it, they're trying to level up and do some things. So the insults and some of the profanity and some of the maybe inappropriate comments and such, that's can't have that up there if you're going to have it for everybody. But so I understand. So that makes me appreciate it every time I come on and anybody's channel, no matter where it is. So just want to throw that up there for you.
Absolutely. And Hot Tracks and Mo3, they already know. I appreciate them. Those are my regulars that typically grace my panel. But like I said, all you guys have great content, so I appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody that came through the chat today. You already know. I appreciate all you guys. Do me a favor, hit the like button. If you ain't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button right now. Hit the hype button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Brooklyn, the one-man band, the one-man army, A-Song. You know what I mean? This the mom and pop over here. You feel me? I don't have no huge organization. I don't have, you get what I'm saying? I don't have multiple people. I don't, this mom and pop just me. Hit the like button. Support the kid. You get what I'm saying? I'm not asking for no money. I'm asking you hit the like button. That's all I'm asking you to do. So hit the like button. You get what I'm saying? Man, y'all don't laugh at none of my jokes, man. I thought I was funny, man. I just especially Hot Jackson Bo 3. Hot Jackson Bo G just be sitting there looking at me. I'll be trying to make crack jokes. They just be sitting there. But everybody, have a good night, and I'll see you on the next one.
All right. Take care. Take care, everybody.
Take care.